when you were putting out evidence and trying to get help from the public, we don't have to get it right all the time. We're just trying to find out what the object is, what the phenomenon, what the anomaly is. That's what we do, and we don't get it 100%.
And that's fine. But the problem is that, and with all due respect, you guys have been caught faking things. You've been caught spreading misinformation, and then to turn around and demand truth out of people is a ridiculous request.
Yeah.
Just in January, you were complaining about Manny 503 going to Steve Cambion first with his documentary,
Yeah.
and then Steve Cambion put an overture of Beethoven to you bitching about it.
Yeah, and I was okay with that. It was funny.
5 months ago, you guys were at each other's throats. In 5 months, it's going to be the same old shit.
No, you're so wrong.
No, you're so wrong. No, you're so wrong.
1 minute later.
Hey, bro, I don't have a channel with 800,000 subscribers shoveling subscribers and views my way. You do. And your numbers are not much better than mine, bro. And I'm doing all this shit myself. And I haven't sold my soul to fakers, frauders, and bullshitters.
Oh, wow, what a great job. They're fakers, they're hoaxers, they're liars, they're cheaters, they're making money. What about Scambian and his scantily clad sluts dancing on a pole in the beginning of his show? How does that have to fit into ufology with your whores? I don't know. I think one of those is his wife or ex-wife or something like that. Yeah. The ugly one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they're not ugly. The one with the big jugs is probably Cambian's wife. Probably bought him for. Probably was sitting there watching her on the pole and just like, I gotta have her. And I'm making it rain. I'm making it rain. Pennies. You can't do that, sir. You can't throw pennies. That's all she's worth. I'm gonna marry her. That's right. Nobody knows how to do this funny. You know what I mean? Do I need to remind you what funny is? I think I need to remind you people what funny is. I think I do. I'm going to bring up what funny should be. Because it's been a minute, right? And hold on. I took the video down because I said, I'm better than this. I said, this isn't Gufon. This isn't what I'm about. Right? That's what I said. But funny is funny. Right? Is it not? Funny is funny, no matter who's doing it. Not really. Right? Not really. But let me show you what funny is. See, when I make videos, I don't go out and do hard, fake debunking and all that stuff. I just be me. And I have a lot of fun with it. And you got to learn how to use your comedy, which a lot of people don't know. Remember this? Remember this little nugget? I've never brought anything positive to this field. I don't do that. I don't live in the positive world. I can't do it. There's so many people out there that lie, they cheat, they steal, and I just can't do it anymore. I mean, call me if you need anything debunked. I'm the best at making shit up. That's what I do. I'm Kylo Cambion. That's my name. And you're gonna learn a lot about me in the coming days. I gotta tell you, there's nothing more challenging than trying to debunk somebody when you don't have the evidence. So you gotta lie! That's what I'm doing! I have to lie. I got no choice. I can barely see. Uh-oh. Here's the bad joke of all jokes. This is me making fun of disabilities. You know, because I got one bad ball. But hey, I'm not going to say anything, disparaging about Rich. He's trying his best. He's trying his best. He hooked up with hoaxers. He hooked up with people that lie. They cheat. They didn't even interview Billy. I was supposed to interview Billy Gibbons. I lied. I lied again. I'm just trying the best I can with the little bit amount of energy that I have to do this podcast. I gotta lie for an hour straight. I gotta yell for 2 hours. How does anybody do this? Well, I can do it because I'm a magician and I know how to lie to people. I know how to trick people. I'm better than Lou Elizondo. Jammer Travel's thrown down $5. I just had to show the difference between what I do and what they do. And now you know why I took the video down. And I'm not ashamed of saying what I said. I don't give a shit. Comedy's comedy. And you're gonna put yourself out there like I do. Heck, nah. Jammer Travel's thrown down $5 again. That's love. That's what you threw down. Love right there. Thank you very much. I know that they were probably thinking I wasn't going to show the part where I said one bad ball. But that was about his testicles. Yeah. That's all. That's what that was supposed to be about. You never saw that video before? You want me to finish it? I'll finish it. All right, you ready? You see, that's why I don't play this stuff, because it's not really what we're about. That's why I took it down. And it's still down, but calm down. Everybody just calm the fuck down. I've got a lot of things I want to say, but I can't really say them all in this video. Just know this, that I'm doing the best I can with the lies I got. That's all I can do. And maybe I did go a little too far. When I can't help it. It's not off limits. Nothing is off limits. And I don't see what's so bad about me saying that. It's comedy. I thought he was above that. Well, that's why I took the video down, because I was getting so much shit for saying that. Can't even say anything funny. It's not funny. Making fun of disabled people's not funny. He makes fun of no. I don't make fun of disabled people. I didn't make fun of anything. I just said I got one bad ball, one good ball, one bad ball. However you interpret that is up to you. That's on you. You don't know what I'm thinking. It may look one way, but it doesn't mean it. Does it? Who cares? It's funny. Funny's funny. Then I surely can say one bad ball. Because you could be friends, Stephen, with a pedophile. You know? What does that make you? A pedophile? Maybe it does. Show that likes bashing us and everything else. And now she's starting her show when we start ours, or halfway through it. So she's trying to steal you guys away from me, because when you have a show where you have 135 people and then all of a sudden it's half of that, you're going to try to steal from the place that people want to go to instead of the angry channel. Stephen Cambion looks like a lesbian with a bad haircut. Yeah, he does. I'm sorry, I had to say that. Send Master Me with $2 to kick it off. We are super donated tonight on Gufon. That's what we do here. You know, we beg for money. We beg for money. That's what we're now begging for money. Yeah, yeah. All hail the cash. Praise the cash. No. Stealing my ideas.
Yeah. Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. So this collection of ridiculousness that you just saw is one Richard Giordano, who began these personal attacks against me, including telling people that I may have pedophile friends, and that probably makes me a pedophile, attacking, let's see, my children, my wife, my dead father. Sorry, I missed some of the clips. All because I said that Third Phase of Moon commit fraud on a routine basis, and that they willingly and deliberately create fake UFO hoaxes in order to defraud YouTube and the general public out of money that is ill-gotten. Until I did that, he never had a bad word to say about me. In fact, he would steal my material constantly, playing a bunch of the work that we do here, because, you know, we actually create something. We don't just talk over other people's work here. So everything that you have just heard is his response to an overwhelming mountain of evidence that we here have presented about his puppet master's third phase of Moon. And I did just want to say he is complaining about scantily clad sluts or whores in some of our introductions, even claiming that one is my wife, you know, the one with the big jugs, the ugly one. No, that's not true. Those are professional dancers. They aren't sluts. They're not whores. They are professional dancers. And by the way, this will give you some window into what he thinks of women. Who is he to decide who is a slut and a whore for dancing fully clothed in a professional video production? But by the way, no, none of those dancers, professional dancers, by the way, are my wife. And I don't have an ex-wife, unlike Rich. You know, I'm able to make a woman come, so she stays. But one may ask themselves, why bring my wife into this? Why bring my children into this? My dead father? Why bring my disability into this? You know, I hear he's going to start trashing maybe my dead mother next, or what, my third cousins? He's running out of people in my life to attack. And why attack anyone in my life? Why not attack the evidence? There is an overwhelming mountain of evidence of third phase of Moon fakery, fraudery, and bull that we have presented here. By the way, in the description of the video, there is two, count them, two full-length, I'm just going to call them documentary films for the purposes of this. One of them is by Sapiens Culture, is a 2-hour documentary about, mostly an hour and 45 minutes of that is Third Phase of Moon's laughable early attempts at defrauding the public with fake UFO videos they themselves created, with fake alien videos they themselves created. There is overwhelming evidence that some 10 or more of their early videos that they defrauded the public and YouTube with were all filmed within 2 miles of their home at the time with the same camera. He mocked me for saying that there was no proof that they filmed those. So we're all supposed to believe, by the way, that all of those were filmed within 2 miles of their house, and people from all over the world just happened to be in Hawaii 2 miles from their house filming UFOs and sending them to them while they have a big UFO channel on YouTube and are constantly posting fake videos. No, Third Phase of Moon on Alien Addict Show all but admitted that they created those fake videos. So why would he attack my wife, my children, my dead father, my disability? Why doesn't he attack the evidence? No, it's very clear, friends. When you have no evidence to defend yourself, you must kill the messenger. That's what this is about. And by the way, I'm not the only one. We're going to get into more of the tactics of third phase of Moon. But Rich, when he cannot debate me with facts, evidence, or proof that we are wrong, by the way, did you notice in that video, he keeps saying that I'm lying. Nobody's ever proven that I've lied about any of the debunks, that we have been inaccurate in our analysis of their fakery, fraudery, and bull. And the reason that he hasn't done that is because he can't. He knows. He knows that they knowingly, willingly fake videos, even filmed themselves, and they knowingly and willingly put up fake videos others have created. And tonight we're going to share with you all the evidence and proof, which is going to prove that Rich from Gufon has been lying to his audience. He has been lying to Alien Addict's audience. He has been lying through his teeth for months and months now, because tonight we're going to show you the proof that a certain someone wanted to see what would happen when he sent a 100% provably fake UFO video, which, by the way, he very artistically, I should say, created himself. And he sent it to two outlets. He sent it to Secure Team 10, and he sent it to Third Phase of Moon to see what they would think of it and what they would do with it. I'm not sure about the communications between Secure Team 10 and this individual, but I am sure, because we have them all, about the communications between the UFO hoaxer who created the video and Rich from Gufon and Third Phase of Moon. We're going to show you all that proof. In this specific case, someone created a 100% fake UFO video. He then sent it to Third Phase of Moon and told Third Phase of Moon it was fake and exactly how he created this fake UFO video. He then had several discussions with Rich from Gufon, in which he told Rich from Gufon it was fake and exactly how he faked it. In the messages we're going to share with you tonight, Rich from Gufon acknowledges that Third Phase of Moon told him that the video was fake, even told him how the UFO hoaxer faked the UFO video, and he said nothing. He said nothing the following week when Third Phase of Moon put that video up and claimed essentially that it was an alien spaceship. It's very important. We're going to show you the timeline a week before they post the video and claim it is a UFO or a spaceship. They were told by the person who created it and sent it to them that it was fake and exactly how he faked it. Rich from Gufon was told, Third Phase of Moon was told, and then Third Phase of Moon discussed this with Rich, that this video that we're going to share with you was fake and how exactly he faked it. It was a Pepper's Ghost illusion, just like that 2018 video, which, by the way, Rich is now attacking us, claiming that we were wrong on that debunk. But at best, we were wrong on one data point. One data point being that these two locations were the same location from two separate videos that had glass panels on them. But it's interesting that we have a video to share with you tonight that at the time that 2018 hoax was perpetrated by Third Phase of Moon, even Rich from Gufon agreed with our assessment that those two locations were the same. And as far as him making fun of my disability, he is a greasy slime ball weasel. If you're going to make fun of my disability, Rich, stand up like a man and say, yes, I am making fun of his disability. Do you see how he tried to weasel out of this here? He says it's not about my eye. It's that video was about my testicles. There's an arrow to the eyeball, Rich. And in that video, he clearly says, I can barely see. I can barely see. In the video, clearly mocking my disability, my paralyzed eye. There's an arrow pointing to the eye, Rich, you weasel. Why don't you take credit for it? If that's the kind of man you are, that you're going to make fun of my disability, then do it 100%. You're going to try to weasel out of it saying you were talking about my testicles. In the video, you keep saying I can barely see. There's an arrow pointing to my eye. You were clearly making fun of my disability. But that doesn't surprise me, because he has no evidence. He has no defense for working for fraudster slime balls. So now he's going to be a weasel and try to weasel his way out of it. And by the way, he's so unoriginal. Ali from Alien Addict said, oh, I thought you might have been talking about his balls. And Richard, yeah, that's what it is. I wasn't making fun of his disability. One good ball, one bad ball. Why would you suddenly decide I only have one testicle? It's ludicrous and ridiculous. He was making fun of my disability, just as he's made fun of 3 other people that have disabilities. He's made fun of their disabilities. It's a pattern, a provable pattern, right? Multiple times in the video, he says, I can barely see, right? He's talking about my disabled eye, but he's too much of a weasel to admit it. And do you see how proud he was? He took the video down, and I think he took the video down not because of me. I wasn't going to report it as a violation of YouTube community standards, even though it is. Did you know that, Rich? You can't make fun of people's disability. How about I send your video to YouTube support and see if they think it's about my disability? When you clearly say, I can barely see, while you're mocking me for being half blind. There's an arrow pointing to the eye, you weasel. You're not weaseling out of that one, talking about my testicles. And by the way, why is he even, if that even is true, why is he talking about my testicles, this clown? Why doesn't he talk about the overwhelming mountain of evidence we have presented that he and Third Phase of Moon are committing fraud? He has to call me a pedo. He has to make fun of me being half blind or having a paralyzed eye. He has to misgender me or call me she constantly. Rich, I'm 10 times the man that you ever will be, bro. You don't bother me by misgendering me, right? Is this a contest of manliness suddenly? Why don't you talk about the evidence, right? Why don't you go through both those documentaries which detail, I think, over 60 provable hoaxes? Why don't you go through them one by one, Mr. They never hoaxed anything, right? No, instead he wants to talk about my paralyzed eyeball or my testicles, right? Why would he say I could barely see in that video if he was talking about my testicles? It wasn't about my testicles, you scumbag, low-life, slimeball liar. You just keep lying to your audience. Nothing is off limits, right? You could say anything funny, right? And then he says, I don't make fun of disabled people, while he's sitting there like a true slime ball collecting money while he's making fun of a disabled person, right? And then he says, however you interpret that, you don't know what I'm thinking. Yes, we do know what you're thinking, because during the video, you keep saying, I can barely see. You're clearly mocking my disability. Don't be a weasel. Own up to what you did, you weasel. And again, I'm asking for a statement from Third Phase of Moon. A real company, a reputable or not fly-by-night company, would fire anyone in their employ or a subcontractor, whatever. Anybody that has a business relationship with a person who would do that would fire them immediately or end their relationship immediately, just to show that they don't support people making fun of disabled people. Anyone with a conscience or any kind of moral compass at all would fire him immediately or end their relationship immediately. This is how you know that they condone and support it. I have repeatedly asked Third Phase of Moon for a statement. What is their policy concerning their employees or subcontractors making fun of disabled people? Is this their company policy, that it's okay for people that work for them to make fun of disabled people? Is it okay with them that people who work for them can claim people fake their cancer with no evidence or proof? By the way, he posted all his proof that he has cancer, Third Phase of Moon. Do you support, condone, or encourage your business partners to engage in this type of behavior? Well, you must, Third Phase of Moon, since you have yet to issue any statement condoning or condemning him doing those things. Your music, Third Phase of Moon, is playing while he's making fun of someone's disability. He's even stupid enough to brand his video making fun of disabled people, Third Phase of Moon, and you let him. You didn't stop him. You did nothing. So myself and the public at large, I guess, we must just assume that either you directed that attack, supported him doing that, or at the very least, laughed it off and condoned him doing that, not ending your business relationship with him or issuing any statement whatsoever about that. There could be consequences for you two clowns for allowing that. Did you know that in your name, in the name of Third Phase, in the defense of Third Phase, he has now made fun of 4 disabled people? You're not going to fire him? You're not going to end that business relationship with him? You're not going to issue a statement condemning him doing that in your name? He's doing it in your name. Now we'll get along to, besides Third Phase of Moon, hoaxing constantly, we've got some fun stuff to share with you. Because learning from the best fraudster, faker, hoaxers on the internet and working for them, Rich from Gufon has started perpetrating his own hoaxes. And I think this stuff is so funny, right? He's so desperate for viewers that he has to fake paranormal activity live on his show, right? And we're just supposed to forgive that. And his laughable excuses. By the way, the first one is the orb spirit hoax, which was done with a laser pointer. I'm not going to argue with him. Anybody can set up a green screen with StreamYard, the software he uses, and then point a green laser pointer at the background and see what happens. What happens is exactly what we will see in his fake paranormal activity video, right? It appears as white, a spot of white light, because a green screen effect will cancel out the color green. But Rich would have you believe that he's got magic superpowers, right? Because he curses people with 5 Below tarot cards now on Halloween, right? And let's see. Yeah, so he's got magic superpowers and he can summon spirit orbs live on his show. Then I would challenge him. Let's do it without a laser pointer, Rich. Let's do. Oh, no, that was my vape pen. Watch, there's 2 things in his hands. One of them, he realizes, you can see the oh shit look on his face. Uh-oh. And he jams it under the table. The other one he puts down. He puts down the vape pen. What he hides under the table is a laser pointer. And hey, Rich, it's very simple. Just do it again. Show us that you can summon spirit orbs on command with your magic superpowers. Or you fake this one. Let's get into it, friends.
I don't know. Well, what can I use? Anybody? I'm a hoaxer. All right. That's what they're saying about me. I'm just giving it back. And I think the guy faked cancer. Gorilla Gamer faked cancer. I'm saying it. I think he faked his cancer. Do I have proof? No. He's telling everybody I faked an orb. When I left my seat a few years ago, a white object came around. I said I faked it with a laser pointer because I came back and had something black in my hand, which was my vape pen. But I'm a hoaxer because I had something in my hand when I came back to my desk. It was a vape pen. But oh no, that's the laser pointer. He's got it in his hand right there. The reason I think he faked cancer, because he looks like he's in perfect health. Gorilla Gamer faked cancer. I'm saying it. I think he faked his cancer. Gorilla Gamer faked cancer. I'm saying it. I think he faked his cancer. Do I have proof? No. Do I have proof? No. Do I have proof? No. Do I have proof? No.
Yeah. So look at this childish way he reacts to being caught, obviously faking a spirit orb. And you know what, Rich? All you have to do is prove that you can generate spirit orbs on demand. And I'll apologize for saying you faked that one. We'll get you in a laboratory where you won't have laser pointers and technology or anything, and you just got to sit there with a Ouija board and show us some spirit orbs, Mr. This guy has magic superpowers, right? Sure, you have magic superpowers. Great. And by the way, this is fair use. All the clips tonight we are sharing is in the spirit of fair use. This is a transformative work. We're educating the public about hoaxer fraudsters, Gufon and Third Phase of Moon. We're critiquing the videos we're sharing and using them to illustrate people faking paranormal activity in order to make money. This is covered under fair use and is allowable by law. I have my wonderful fair use legal defense letters standing by. So if anyone would like to falsely copyright claim me, the strike will revert to their channel. We will defend vigorously our right to use these clips. This is fair use. So that one's great. So that's how he responds to somebody claiming he faked his magic superpowers. Dr. Strange Goof, who's hoaxing people with Five Below tarot cards on Halloween and apparently has the superhuman ability to summon spirit orbs with a Ouija board, is upset. So what does he do? He goes after a guy with cancer, right? And by the way, that guy posted all the proof of his cancer diagnosis, prognosis, and treatment plan publicly on Twitter. He kept on doing that. That clip was from after Gorilla Gamer posted the proof that he really has cancer. Gufon went right on telling everybody, lying through his teeth, telling people that he was faking cancer. Why? Because he called him a hoaxer and said that he was a fraudster for working for Third Phase of Moon. Great. So now we get to this 2018 hoax, which is interesting. This is the Lights Over LA, which again was a Pepper's Ghost illusion. And Rich recently is saying that the Third Phase boys they've got a mountain of proof that we're wrong. Post it. Do you mean to tell me that Rich has been taking this beating from me for months now, and he's got absolute proof we're wrong about something and he isn't posting it? It doesn't exist. And even if we're wrong about the location, there's 6 other data points in that debunk. Did you know that you can take a still image from their so-called UFO video? You can put it into virtually any image editor and run it through a simple filter and show reflections in front of the camera and show edges of what I believe to be glass in front of the camera. There's the overwhelming further proof is that Third Phase of Moon claimed in that on Alien Addict show that UFO, which by the way was huge and lit up through the entire sky, multiple people would have seen it. 1 second. Why is somebody texting me? I'm sorry, friends. I forgot to put my do not disturb on. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, time out who you need to time out if there's some trolls here. Sorry, friends. So in that 2018 hoax, there's a huge lit up UFO in the sky that Third Phase Brent claimed was in the sky for 10 minutes. I checked again and again. Not a single person reported a UFO in the sky over Los Angeles that day and time. The only person who filmed it or saw it was Third Phase of Moon. That my friends, tells you it wasn't a real object in the sky. So let's see your mountain of evidence that we're wrong, Rich. Let's see thousands of people reporting a huge lit up UFO over the skies of Los Angeles on that day for 10 minutes. He can't produce any evidence that that was a real event because it was a fake staged event. And further, you have to also take into account the credibility of the people who are telling you it is fake. I've got 4 award-winning, well-known professional magicians all looked at that video and said, that's Pepper's ghost. That's not a real object in the sky. It's a reflection off of glass. I am telling you, with all my experience in stage magic, it's an illusion of something in the sky. It's not real. We've detailed this before. And let's see. We've got Alien Addict, Ali, telling you that's a reflection. It's not a real object. It's 100% fake. We've got the Out There channel also saying it's a reflection. He did the forensic analysis on the still images from the video, which clearly, once you apply a little bit of filtering, show reflections in front of the camera and the edges of the glass panel. He's going to argue with all these data points? Of course he's not. He's not going to prove anything. And if he had any evidence that we were wrong about that one hoax, he would have posted it already. But he hasn't. But he's going to tell everybody, lie through his teeth, well, there's a mountain of evidence. That was a real event. Great. Find us 1,000 witnesses that also saw that UFO. Rich, you can't. Find us police reports. People would call the police if there was some big UFO lit up in the sky for 10 minutes over the whole city of Los Angeles, you dummy. Nobody did. There's no reports. Nobody saw that UFO except for Third Phase. By the way, you want to prove it's not fake? Get us the original footage. I will pay for a image analyst, formerly worked for NASA, to go through that and show us if that's a reflection or not. Give us the 9 takes on the cell phone of the person shown in the video. 9 takes? Wow. They had a practice before they went live faking that. That's what I think. And by the way, the burden of proof is on you, clowns, not me. I don't have to prove you faked it. You have to prove it's real and that you didn't fake it. And they won't. We heard on the Alien Addict show, they want to be paid. They want to start a GoFundMe so that they could get paid to debunk the debunks. And by the way, Rich, I mentioned all those people. The credibility of Ali from Alien Addict is not in question. The credibility of Paul from the Out There channel is not in question. My credibility is not in question. The magicians I had look at it have no vested interest. The only person complaining about that is Rich from Gufon, because it makes him look silly because he keeps saying stupid things like Third Phase Moon never hoaxed anything. Third Phase Moon hasn't hoaxed anything in the past 5 years. They haven't hoaxed anything in the past 3 years. Well, tonight he's going to have to change that again. It's going to have to be they haven't hoaxed anything in the past year, because the hoax we're going to definitively prove is a 100% fake video that they knowingly, willingly, and deliberately defrauded the public with was from last year, Rich. And isn't it interesting how the truth in Rich's world keeps changing? The truth is the truth, right? Why does it keep changing? They never hoaxed anything. They haven't hoaxed anything in 5 years. Now he's up to they haven't hoaxed anything in 3 years. And by the way, the 2 documentaries in my video below, in the description of this video below, clearly demonstrate that, yes, they have hoaxed things in 5 years. And let's take a note to be sure of one other thing. Rich seems to try to muddy the waters and say, if they didn't film it themselves, it's not a hoax. And he says things like, they didn't go out and make a hoax. If you were given a video that you know is not a UFO and you post it as a UFO, that's a hoax, Rich. That's all it takes. Trickery and deception is all it takes. They don't have to film it themselves. And in tonight's great example, we're going to see that somebody filmed a fake UFO on purpose, sent it to them and you, and told you guys exactly how he created and faked it. They posted it anyway, claiming they didn't know what it was or how it was made. That's a hoax, Rich. And that was last year. So you're going to have to update your talking points to Third Phase Moon hasn't been caught hoaxing anything since last year. You see how his whole story falls apart. And to his viewers and listeners, how many times are you going to let this guy lie to you before you tune him off? And to the people sending him money, do you support him making fun of disabled people or claiming people are faking cancer while they're fighting cancer and can prove they have cancer? Keep sending him money. Keep sending him money. You are enabling him. You are saying, that's good, Rich. Keep making fun of disabled people. Here's some money so you can keep going with that. Here's some money. Keep making fun of people's wives, children, calling people sluts and whores, right? Oh, by the way, on my wife's thing, he claimed that I bought my wife some titties. That's not true. If it is, I got ripped off because my wife has B cups. And by the way, they're beautiful B cups. I don't care. I love her just the way she is. I wouldn't ask her to change anything. Isn't that so stupid? That's the silliness we have come to. Instead of talking about all this evidence, Rich has to go around telling people, spreading rumors about me and my wife. Like, that's what kind of slimeball he is. Oh, Steve Campion's wife's a whore, one of the sluts in his intro, and he bought her titties. None of that is true. He just makes shit up, right? Because he has no defense for working for these disinformation, garbage peddling fraudsters that he works for. And by the way, I would have no problem with him working for them if he shut the hell up about everybody else. But he's constantly saying this guy's a faker, this guy's a fraud, this guy's a fraud, this guy's faking this guy's faking that. He goes off on tirade just recently about Jeremy Corbell's latest video. I don't know that there's proof that that was fake, but you know, the hypocrisy here is palatable. It's just overwhelming hypocrisy. You work for the biggest fraud people in this entire thing. Show me any credible UFO researcher, expert, whatever, author, whatever, that says that will say third phase of moon is credible. You can't. Only people they pay will pretend they're credible, like Rich, right? And isn't it interesting that in that 2018 hoax, the story keeps changing? In 2018, they filmed a real UFO. Shortly after that, they started backpedaling. They took the video down and saying it was just drones, right? And what we've got in the case of that hoax is at least 3 people, myself, Alien Addict, Ali, and Paul from the Out There channel, all offering our opinion that that is 100% a fake event, a hoax. But our credibility is not at stake. We never admitted to defrauding the public with fake UFO videos for 10 years, like Third Phase of Moon has publicly admitted that they defrauded YouTube and the public out of money for fake alien videos, for fake creature videos, for fake UFO videos that they posted. These were experimental film projects. No, they were not experimental film projects. Those were hoaxes that they defrauded the public. Did you give all that money back, Third Phase of Moon? If not, what you did is fraud. So we've got 3 people with very good credibility, whose credibility isn't in question, saying this is a hoax and here's why, and we've got evidence and we've got science on our side. And Rich is running around telling people there's a mountain of evidence that we're wrong. Great. About one data point out of, in that documentary, there's at least 300 data points, Rich. Where's your proof that we're wrong on the other 299 data points, right? You're not going to win this argument by proving us wrong on one data point out of 300. They hoaxed. They fake things. That's what they do. And isn't it funny that the entire story keeps changing? But let's get back to Rich and his Dome Alone hoax. That's what I'm calling it, thanks to Andy from Unidentified S4, who created this wonderful graphic, Dome Alone. Apparently, Rich was Dome Alone and needed some material to talk about because he's too lazy to actually do research or to investigate anything or to, you know, come out of his mom's trailer in his backyard. So he hoaxed what I believe, and many people took one look at and believed to be a security dome camera, and claimed that it was the best UFO video, or excuse me, best UFO photo ever taken or something like that. We're going to see tonight. So we'll put our fair use banner up. This is a transformative work. We're educating the public and we're critiquing the videos that we are sharing. We're using this video to display in our presentation tonight how ridiculous Rich from Gufon is, how willing he is to lie through his teeth to people. And then when he's caught, he lies more. It's beautiful. So this is transformative work. Lawyer letters are standing by. This is a short film that we are calling Dome Alone here. Here we go, friends.
I found it. Oh my God. I am thrilled. All right. I've always said I have one of the best UFO pictures in history. Want to see it? Ooh, I got to screen save it so I can blow it up. I can't believe I just found it by accident. All right, let me pull this up. I'm going to show you one of the best UFO pictures in history. I took it. It was in Sedona, 2005 with my Fujitsu camera. Now, can you see it? It's right here. It's like a bell-shaped UFO. Now it's going to get closer. And I'm just going to do that. There it is. That is the best. It has, this is a little bit grainy. I can get a clearer version for future, but this looks like old patina metal. But what I noticed is these are like windows or dividers, and this bottom part looks like it extends out. I will get a good version of the picture. I don't know why it's so grainy. I think it's this version. But I have the original, and I tell you, shit, is it cool. It really is.
The next day.
There's 3 other objects that are equidistant to one another, forming a triangle, so they forgot to tell you that. What interests me about this is that they didn't have these cameras back then in 2005. Okay, they didn't have cameras like this. This does not look like a security camera to me. It's similar, I get it, but it's not. Definitely isn't. First of all, what is it attached to? It must be dangling, I'm wondering, because usually these are put in the corners, you know, hidden away from the public. Why would this be dangling in the sky? Is beyond me. You know, it's just weird. So you mean to tell me I took the most perfect picture and faked, or either cropped? I guess you could say I cropped it. If you saw the original photo, you can see I didn't, but they won't show you that. Yeah, here's the original, I believe. This is part of it. Is this it? Hold on, I got it here. Yeah, it won't let me open it. Mini dome color surveillance camera. This is from 2003. They're very small, and you know they got a white thing. But these weren't. And I've asked now 3 people who have sent me similar stuff, but nothing that matches. I can show you another one here. What the cameras actually did look like that I captured. Yeah, I know. In 2000, and this is back in, that's a camera from 2005. That's what they look like. Sorry, it didn't prove me as a hoaxer, because I didn't. So that takes care of that. I am thrilled. All right, I've always said I have one of the best UFO pictures in history. Want to see it? Ooh.
So there we have it. One of the best UFO pictures ever taken. By the way, that's something called force perspective. And Rich, despite his many claims that us, you know, negative Nellies here saying that that's a security camera, it's not a UFO in the sky, he says, well, we won't show you the original photo. Great. Show us the original photo. Show us the original photo of that in the middle of the sky. He can't and he won't because it is suspended from something, and he purposefully cropped or cut it out when he was taking the picture. Show us the original photo. And by the way, why would aliens from another star system come all the way to Earth and then fly upside down in front of Rich from Gufon and not fly right side up? They're flying upside down. He came out with all kinds of ridiculous explanations for why that was a real UFO and why we were all so wrong. And by the way, his first explanation was that those dome cameras did not exist in 2005. Yes, they did. Those cameras have been around since at least the early 90s. Do you know how I know that? Because I used to install security cameras like that in the early 90s. I think it was around 1992. I would install little cameras like that in local stores as crime was on the rise in Philadelphia. So I knew instantly what that was. So did most people, if you look at it. Show us that in the middle of the sky without the forced perspective that you are using to fake this, Rich. And if you can't, then it's fake. Or if you can't prove it's real and actually flying in the sky, it has no value. You mean to tell me that a big old UFO like that was flying around in the middle of the sky and nobody else took a picture? What date and time was it on? Can we get radar tapes? Do we have any other data points that we can examine to prove you're not lying? Of course we don't. We're just supposed to take his word for it that it's not suspended. And by the way, the truth is the truth. The truth does not keep changing. But in Rich's world, the truth keeps changing. His first truth and defense was those cameras didn't even exist in 2005. People started sending him overwhelming evidence that yes, they did. Yes, they did. And then his explanation changes. Now there's 3 other craft in the picture, but I've examined his video. I've blown it up. You can't see 3 other craft in the middle of the sky. He's bluffing that, I believe, or show us give me the high resolution pictures. And I want to see an upside down flying UFO. There's the Evel Knievel of aliens doing upside down donuts in the sky right in front of Rich. And he takes a picture, but it just so happens to cut off right at the top of the UFO. So we can't see it in the middle of the sky. This is a hoax. This is a hoax. And he could say we don't have proof it's a hoax. Great, Rich. Prove that it's really in the middle of the sky. Release the original photos for photo analysis. I'll pay a photo analyst to look at it. Then we'll get some security experts to look at it and tell us whether they believe that that is a security camera or not. Then what are you going to do? Is the truth going to just keep changing and changing again? But back to the 2018 hoax, isn't it interesting that Rich from Gufon once agreed with Paul from the Out There channel? He once agreed with me, and he once agreed with Ali from Alien Addict in that Third Phase of Moon is up to some funny business because they somehow got 2 incredibly amazing UFO videos, one of which they claim was sent to them, but it's the same location as the 2018 one. So in other words, in 2019, somebody sent them an incredible UFO video. That was a hoax too. And by the way, in that UFO hoax, it was the same location as the 2018 Pepper's Ghost Illusion video that many people said was a hoax. We've proved it was a hoax. He hasn't proved it wasn't, but we're the wrong ones. But it's interesting that Rich once told the truth a little bit. He doesn't go all the way. He half measures it. Well, yeah, that is kind of suspicious. Same location, looks like the same location. But remember, we're liars. We're lying. We don't have evidence. He's going to show you the evidence that we're right now. It's great. So get some popcorn, sit back and watch Rich before he was completely corrupted by lies from Third Phase of Moon and fake talking points. They never hoaxed anything. They haven't hoaxed anything in the past 5 years, 3 years. Now we're up to 1 year, Rich. We're up to 1 year. But let's take a look at Rich agreeing with all of those evil debunkers that something suspicious is happening here. Let's take a look.
We give you our opinion on what we think they are. And again, I don't think we get it right hardly any of the time. We admit that. We're not UFO experts. We're just giving you the evidence. I don't think we get it right hardly any of the time. I don't think we get it right hardly any of the time.
Now, Third Phase, from what I know, they never hoaxed anything. They accepted things, but they didn't purposely go out and hoax anything. Believe it or not, that's up to you. But there's no proof of it, so I'm going to go by what they told me, and I'm going to go by what I've seen, and I don't care what anybody says. The last 4.5, 5 years, clean. Or else I wouldn't be on the team. Is it possible they hoaxed something? Yeah, it's possible. Is there proof of it? Fuck no. I looked. Believe me. There's no evidence of it. I don't care what anybody says. You don't have proof that Third Phase of Moon ever hoaxed anything. But the last 5 years, and 5 years is a long time. Say, oh, Third Phase, they're hoaxing, they're hoaxers. Everything they have is CGI. I mean, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But anyway, I don't expect people in the last 5 years to say that they can find anything that Third Phase of Moon hoaxed or faked or accepted as CGI. So the reason I'm playing this, and I said this the other day, I said, this is a strange video. I said, it looks familiar. Not this, but the background. Okay. See this and this in this tree? I hope I can get this further.
Notice a palm tree.
Right there. Okay. See these buildings here? Can you see the cursor here? See these buildings? And then you see this out here. So I said that looked really familiar to me. I said it looked familiar. Somebody else came up to me on the internet and said, did you notice that video from Third Phase of Moon? And I said, what about it? And they said, something familiar about it. And I said, which one? And they said, this one. And I said, I can't believe you just said that. And a few hours later, somebody else said, oh my God, I can't believe it. Third Phase of Moon has a friend in LA. Well, here's the story. I'm going to show you this picture. This here is the video I just paused, okay? This here is a video from a year ago that they were called out on this being a hoax. I can get the video and show you what Alien Addict did and called them out on this and said, you guys are hoaxing these three lights by using a window pane in the front and using these are lights that are reflecting from something. I'll have to get the video. I didn't think I was going to talk about it because I said I wasn't going to. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe this is like, here's the palm tree. I think it's this one here. And they're over here. Like if this picture extended out, they would be standing somewhere over here at this direction. And that's what I think these buildings are here. Are these buildings here maybe? Just at a different angle. They look a little further, but it could just be the way the yard is. We don't know. But this palm tree, I think it's this palm tree. It's hard to tell from a year. You know, they trim the trees, but it's from LA. Okay. It's almost exactly a year later. So it was just brought out. And if anybody else knows anything about any of these videos or anybody doing anything, see, this is what we look for. These are the things that we have to look for. And I hate that it's being done to this depth, especially with Third Phase. I don't think it's them with this one, but you know, I don't know why they would need to do that at this point in their careers in ufology. But anyway, that was a question that was being brought up about this. So I just took a still frame and, showed you the only evidence, if it is any at all, what we have to compare with. And the Nightline, and, I don't know. If they were at their friend's house here in LA last year, and then now they're in Hawaii, and then a year later, the same, looks like similar location, comes up with a very good video. It's too close. I don't know. They know what they're doing. But anyway, it is what it is, and that's the UFO report. So if you believe that this is a UFO,
in the email that it was very windy,
and that police helicopters are leaving the scene of a UFO, I think these people, whoever they are, saw an opportunity with the helicopters, and they videotaped an area south of LA or south LA, whatever it is, and just filled it in with this. This should have been seen by many people.
This object, we're looking at it right now.
You know what I mean? In LA, people are outside all day long.
Submitted via my Gmail.
I'm a big fan of people who won't support criminals in this field. I really don't like that there's criminals out there that are number one in the field. People love seeing these people. I find it challenging. It's difficult for me to alter the way I think and speak. And what I mean by that is, I have the thought, I would say it the old way in my head, and immediately remember I'm on third phase and have to say it this way. If somebody does something good for years and is trying their hardest to do the right thing and is proving it, I think they deserve credit. Look, I haven't been the best person in ufology. I never posted anything, that was questionable. But they were a different thing, and I didn't like it. And they didn't like it. And they changed. So for you try changing. Like I say to many people in the comment sections who say Third Phase is a hoaxer channel, I'm like, you can't prove that, first of all. Second of all, show me in the last 5 years a hoax. Thirdly, they don't take anything that looks CGI. There's some things that are questionable and some things we may be able to figure out, but that's why they're posting it now. It's not to try to get away with faking something or to get away with something that shouldn't be posted because it gets 100,000 views. Now it's about the greater good of ufology. And damn it, if that doesn't make you feel good, you should get out while you can. I'm a big fan of people who won't support criminals in this field.
I'm a big fan of people who won't support criminals in this field as well, Rich. And you're working for people who are defrauding the public. So I guess you're just not a man of your word, right? But we knew that already. And it's interesting in that little clip here that we have played that Rich essentially blames the person who sent the video in. You mean the same location that they were at the previous year? That person? It is likely the same person who sent them this new fake UFO video that helped them perpetrate the 2018 fake UFO video. And all Third Phase has to do is publish the addresses of both locations. But then we get the excuses. Oh, privacy concerns. Every time they can prove that we're wrong, they don't. They make up excuses for it. Some people, they faked it and sent it in. It's not Third Phase's fault, really. They didn't know that likely the same people that helped them perpetrate the 2018 hoax were perpetrating a hoax in 2019. They ran with it anyway. And by the way, I just want to mention, some of you know I'm a big fan of music. That musical piece was something that I loved from my childhood. I used to have it on vinyl and a box record player and would play it. It is a piece called from Il Trovatore, and I'm sure I'm going to mangle this. Dra le Jorel de Dri Proeken is the musical piece. We're also using that under fair use. So thanks to Il Trovatore. So, you know, he's clearly lying to his audience. They never hoaxed anything. They never hoaxed anything for 5 years, never hoaxed anything for 3 years. Even he thinks they hoaxed things. So he's lying to his audience. And now we have absolute smoking gun proof that they knowingly, willingly, and yes, Rich, on purpose, perpetrated a hoax, right? Great. So first, though, I want to remind people of the many, many lies. The talking points from Rich have been, first he said, they never hoaxed anything. There's no proof they ever hoaxed anything. By the way, if I worked for people where there was 2 full-length, 2-hour plus documentaries of proof of them faking and hoaxing things, I wouldn't say foolish and stupid things like they've never hoaxed anything, or there's no proof they ever hoaxed anything. They've admitted to many, many. Then Rich kept lying and saying we had to go back 10, 12 years. No, we didn't. And tonight we're going to show you proof of a 100% faked UFO video that they knew was fake, that they posted and pretended was something UFO, alien, or mysterious. And Rich knew about it because we've got the private messages of the hoaxer who created the hoax telling Rich how exactly he created the hoax. And Rich, in these messages, acknowledges that Third Phase Moon told them that that video was fake and how it was faked. Great. But before we get into that, let's just review the talking points and defenses, the many different defenses. Oh, these people got to go back 10, 12 years. What about that TR3B video they stole? The creator of the video says they stole it, and they stood there pretending they had GPS data in their video. They didn't have any GPS data. They stood there pretending multiple sightings, multiple sources. They didn't have multiple sources. They stole it from a YouTube content creator who created it as a fake. And he told his audience it was fake. It was a joke. They ran with that. That was just last year or the year before last. So all of Rich's stupid talking points fall apart. And here is the gist of the problem. Rich wants to have all the benefit of his relationship with Third Phase Moon. He is, sucking subscribers from them. He is using all of their content because he's too lazy to create any of his own, right? That's what his show is. It's the Let's Review Third Phase Fake Video show. Mostly. Either that or the complain about people that are more successful than him show, right? Or call everybody else hoaxers and fakers and frauds while you're working for the biggest frauds UFO show, right? That's what his show is. He cannot stand on his own 2 feet. He needs them. He couldn't have gotten anywhere near the number of subscribers he has without sucking off of the teat of the fraudsters' third phase of fake. So, and he wants all the benefit. And I'm just here to equalize things. If you're going to take all the benefit, Rich, you got to take the downside too. And on Halloween, you stood there like a dummy trying to curse me with Five Below tarot cards that you got for $5, right? With your magic superpowers. I think that Rich from Gufon is in a curse of his own making. By the way, did you know that he bragged about selling his soul on purpose to the devil on a show? Yeah, we have that. We're going to post that too because it's funny as shit. Dr. Strange Goof got magic superpowers by selling his soul to the devil, right? And maybe he did. 2 devils, Brent and Blake Cousins, the biggest UFO frauds that have ever been. I think those guys have created more hoaxes than Billy Meyer, Bob Lazar, Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp, Adamski, Menger, Dr. Reed. They've created more hoaxes than anybody in the world of UFOs, more fakes, more frauds than anybody. And he works for them. He wants all the benefit. He wants all those subscribers. He wants that money, but he doesn't want to have to deal with the downside. So all we're doing here is equalizing things and making sure that it's a level playing field. If I can't just play fake videos from fake people constantly for my content, he shouldn't be able to either. Get up off your ass and investigate something. Get up off your ass and create something. Don't just talk over what's on Twitter, you dummy, right? Why don't you do something? Why don't you grow a conscience and say, okay, I was wrong. I've been lying to everybody for months and months and months. I knew they were faking. I knew they were purposefully faking fake videos. I was sent messages. I communicated with one of the people helping them fake UFO videos and profit from fake UFO videos, right? He's not going to tell you the truth. He's not going to grow a conscience. He's going to come up with new lies and new excuses. Then he's going to tell you we have no evidence or proof. Can't wait to see him squirm out of this one that we're going to show you tonight. But before we show you this, I want to remind you of all, and you people watching him, and especially you people sending him money, of just how many times he's lied to you. You have to remember that the screenshots of the messages we're going to show you tonight are from 2021. And all of these statements claiming that they never hoaxed anything, nobody can prove it, they never purposefully hoaxed it, they didn't do anything on purpose, he knew were lies. And we can demonstrate that with the proof that we're going to show you with these private messages. In these private messages, he's going back and forth with somebody who 100% said, here's a fake video. Here's how I faked it. Tells Rich and Third Phase, here's how we faked it. And a week later, Third Phase posts that video pretending they don't know anything about it. They don't know it's not fake. He knew. He knows. He knew they faked everything while he was lying to all of you. He knew that they took videos that people sent them and said, here, this is a fake UFO. Can you use this? Here's how I faked it. I'll keep my mouth shut, right? He knew that they did that while he was making all of these statements. By the way, again, this is a transformative work. This is fair use. We're educating the public about UFO fraudsters, hoaxers, and liars, Third Phase of Moon, and Rich from Gufon. Here, after we have two 2-hour plus documentaries. By the way, those documentaries detailing all the evidence that we have of all the fakery, fraudery, and bull from Third Phase of Moon over, more than a decade? It's in these 2 free documentaries. Oh, and that's another thing. They're in the description of the video. We've had to put them on Odyssey because Third Phase of Moon is trying to stamp all over everybody's free speech. They don't want you to see this proof. They don't want you to see this evidence. So they're threatening the copyright claim anybody who posts it to YouTube. And by the way, I have a few more things to finish up from, getting advice on copyright law from a legal professional. But I think we're going to post those here. And if they want to copyright claim me falsely, then I'm going to have to fight them. And if they want to take me to federal court claiming copyright, I can't wait for a judge and a jury to sit there and watch these 2-hour plus documentaries of them perpetrating literal crimes. Remember, it's fraud. It's theft by deception. It's a felony. They have made tens of thousands of dollars, if not $1 million, faking all of these videos over the year. I can't wait for them to go to a court with me and try to claim to a judge and a jury that what I am doing, educating the public on that, is a violation of their copyright. No, it's fair use. But let's get back to Rich and his various wonderful excuses. They never faked anything. They didn't fake it on purpose. People sent him stuff, but they didn't fake it. Right. And again, he doesn't understand the definition of hoax is simply to use trickery to manipulate and deceive people. If they're posting videos they knew were fake because the person that made them told them it was fake and they post it and pretend it's a UFO or something mysterious, that's a hoax. But Rich wants to muddy the waters. No, they didn't film that one. Somebody faked it and sent it to them. It's their fault. No, it's Third Phase fault. So we're going to re-examine the issue of posting these two documentaries, but in the meantime, they're in the description of the video. And if you want to have a laugh riot at these clowns faking things and how they did it, it's in the description of the video. 2 free documentaries. By the way, that's another thing. Rich is getting paid to lie to you. I'm not getting paid for those 2 documentaries. I put hours and hours and hours into the editing of the second one and hours and hours into trying to distribute the first one because they stomped all over that guy Sapiens Culture's free speech and freedom of expression. Didn't get paid for any of that time. I feel strongly that the public should be educated about these fraudsters and fakers, Rich from Gufon and Third Phase of Moon. So I donated my time. Rich isn't donating shit. He's sitting there collecting money while he's making fun of disabled people. Oh, look, one ball. Let's make fun of this guy with that's half blind with a paralyzed eye while I'm collecting money. That's what kind of slime ball he is. And here's another weasel slime ball video. Again, this is a transformative work. We're educating the public about Rich from Gufon and his continued excuses. Remember, he made all of these excuses after the exchange of messages, which we're going to share with you tonight, proving that he knew Third Phase is faking shit, posting fake shit on purpose to defraud the public. He knew it while he made all of these provably false statements. These are all lies. And tonight we're going to prove it. Let's get into it, friends.
They said they weren't going to do it anymore. And as far as I know, the last 3 years, they haven't on purpose. Never been caught lying about a hoax or anything that I know of. So where did they go wrong so far? We all know what Third Phase of Moon does. They're hoaxers, fakers, liars, grifters. They're hoaxers again. Here they are perpetrating the hoax. One of the arguments is, why don't they do any extensive research? Well, a lot of these things are impossible to get answers right away.
Wrong. In many videos they post and profit from. One quick Google search clearly proves it is not a UFO or anything mysterious.
They did their shit in the past, and they keep going back 12, 13 years as if it's brand new. So just because Third Phase of Moon does it, it's a problem. Everybody does it. Everybody posts videos up when they get them without doing the full research. Everybody. This is ufology. Anything goes. Except hoaxes.
Third Phase of Moon has changed. But if you go back the last 5 years, there's nothing you can find, because I've looked, that will make you say that is CGI, that is a hoax. Now, Third Phase, from what I know, they never hoaxed anything. They accepted things, but they didn't purposely go out and hoax anything. Believe it or not, that's up to you. They never hoaxed anything. They didn't purposely go out and hoax anything. Believe it or not, that's up to you. But if you go back the last 5 years,
and as far as I know, the last 3 years, they haven't on purpose.
Yeah. And by the way, one of those videos, the one that was shown on 2021 that he made that video claiming they never hoaxed anything, but people send them stuff right after this conversation, which we're going to share with you tonight, of a hoaxer purposefully making a fake UFO video, sending it to Third Phase of Moon, telling them how they hoax it, sending it to Rich, telling Rich how they hoaxed it, and Third Phase of Moon ran with it anyway, pretending that they didn't know it was fake. Wonderful, wonderful. So isn't it great? And now we're going to have verifiable proof and evidence that he knew that he was lying this entire time. This entire time, he has been lying to his audience, lying to everyone, saying that they haven't hoaxed anything. They haven't hoaxed anything in 5 years. They haven't hoaxed anything in 3 years. He knew that they hoaxed these things. So I'm going to share with you some fake UFO videos. But when I do it, I'm telling you that these are fake. And these were created by Ian. And he created these fake UFO videos. And he did it to display to people how easy it is to fake UFO videos. So you'll have to forgive the bad acting. I think he's in these videos. By the way, they cut the audio when Third Phase played it and just put mysterious music under it. And they also manipulated the video, because there's one point in these videos which is a clear indicator of fakery and fraudery. Third Phase purposefully cut that portion of the video when they posted it, pretending it was a real UFO, that they didn't know what it was. Maybe it's a spaceship, right? It couldn't be a drone. It couldn't be a blimp. It couldn't be any of these. They knew. They were told in messages we have exactly how this video was faked. Now, the first one, I believe, is not one they used. It is the second darker sky image one. But I wanted to include this other fake UFO video that Ian created. I guess that one was too fake looking for them, and they didn't want to use that one, but they sure used the second one and defrauded the public and YouTube out of money purposefully. Hey, Rich, they did it on purpose. Yeah, on purpose. On purpose. So let's take a look at Ian's fake UFO videos. Again, the first one, the daylight scene, is not the one they used. It would be the second one is the one that they actually used. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at these fake UFO videos that Third Phase was sent.
What is it? I don't know. The light's on. The light's on. Hold on. The flash is on. It's up there. Fuck, what is that? Look at it. 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 What is it? There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Check that out. Check that out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Can we zoom in on that? What? Look at that. What is that? What is it? What is it? Weird. What the fuck is that?
Wonderful, wonderful job making some fake UFO videos. And remember, it was the second darker scene one, which was created with some lights and a reflected glass, a sheet of glass, just like their 2018 Pepper's Ghost Lights Over LA hoax. And by the way, Ian sent this to Secure Team 10 and to Third Phase of Moon. In the case of Third Phase of Moon, he told them, this is how I created it, with a sheet of glass and some red lights on a stick. And I filmed it at a 45-degree angle. It is a reflection off of glass. It's not a real object in the sky. I did this to display how quickly and easily one can create fake UFO videos. Then Third Phase of Moon talked to Rich about it. They talked amongst themselves, and Third Phase of Moon told Rich that this second video with the red lights in the night sky was fake, and how the faker faked it. It was a reflection off of glass. The person who created these fake UFO videos sent the video to Rich to see what he thought about it. Rich then talked to Third Phase of Moon about it, who was also sent the video and told it was fake. And Third Phase of Moon told Rich, yes, that one's fake, and here's how the guy faked it. It's a reflection off of glass. So later, Ian talked to Rich, and Rich acknowledged that Third Phase of Moon faked. Rich acknowledged that Third Phase of Moon told them that it was fake and how they faked the video. In other words, Third Phase of Moon told them told Rich, yeah, that video is fake, and here is how the faker faked it, right? Just 1 second, friends. I'm going to pull up the messages that are relevant here. And by the way, I just want to mention to Third Phase of Moon and to Rich from Gufon that tonight is the first of many. I've got all kinds of people whispering things in my ears, sending me screenshots of messages. People who helped Third Phase of Moon fake things and make money aren't very happy, apparently, with Third Phase of Moon. And so whistleblowers are starting to come forward to me and share things like messages and emails. And it gets worse from here. It gets much, much worse from here. Tonight is just, consider it an opening move, right? This is just my opening. We've got a lot more for you. A lot more. There's people coming together, coming to me saying, I helped. Here's how I sent them a fake video that they used. And more. We've got all kinds of more evidence. And I'm sure there'll be some excuses for that, right? Great. So first, on August 8th, 2021, Ian sends Rich the video, which we shared, the totally fake UFO video, just asking him what does he think of the video. And we are going to share my screen and share with you that that exchange in messages. And now remember, this message exchange happened August. Let me see. It was August 8th and August 13th. And then we're going to see that on August 23rd, Third Phase of Moon posted this 100% fake generated, created UFO hoax video and pretended they did not know that it was fake. So let me share my screen here. So this is August 8th. Ian sends Rich from Gufon the fake UFO video, asks him what he thinks. Rich says, major problem I have with the video is the shake. I would say it looks good and real, but there's a drone-like quality to it. It almost seems to move to the left and right like a drone does, very slightly. But since there's no tripod being used or leaning up against something to see pure movement, I don't know. I'll analyze it soon and get back. And the volume is very, very low for some suspicious reason. You shot this video. I believe the volume is low to not hear the drone. Don't know, but I'm super suspicious. And Ian sends him back a message that says, excellent. It's an exercise in illustrating a fake UFO. Then Ian tells Rich, this is August 9th, exactly how he faked it. It's an LED bicycle brake light taped to my ceiling pendant. Pepper's ghost illusion. Then he shares with Rich the original video that he has on YouTube. That's the full-length version with the full audio. See the TV reflection at the start. It's very important to note that Third Phase of Moon cut the TV reflection from their version of the video that they shared and pretended was a real UFO sighting. 1 second. Now we get to this next message, which is really damaging. Here, Rich is begging him for some of his content, right? The Martians video was cool. I love that. Did you make that? Is the music copyrighted? I want to play it here and throughout tonight's show if I could. I could use my own music if need be. Thanks for sending it. Then he says, Third Phase of Moon must have told me it was you who told them and they told me. Ha ha, I have so many conversations late in the wee hours. Hi, and sometimes I make mistakes. Here's the gotcha moment. Rich acknowledges that Third Phase told him it's a reflection. Third Phase must have told me it was you who told them and they told me. It's a reflection, right? That's what they told me. Third phase of moon tells Rich, this is not a real UFO video. It's a reflection, a Pepper's ghost. That's what they told me. Now I need to know. Ian acknowledges, yes, it's a Pepper's ghost. Again, telling him for the second time that it is a 100% fake manufactured video. It's a Pepper's ghost. It's 3 LED brake lights taped to my ceiling pendant. I'm shooting at a 45-degree angle to the glass. Is great. The footage is from Martian War, the other trailer. That's another video they're talking about. I'll be in chat later if you need me, boss. Rich acknowledges that he saw Ian on Fessler's show. I didn't know you co-host. Good to know. I'll see you in chat. And thanks for confirming you made that UFO. Thanks for confirming, Rich says, you made that UFO. Ian says it's an experiment. We did want to see if Tyler would play it. I have evil auto spell. All right. So he says it's an experiment. We did that to see if Tyler would play it. And he also, by the way, did it to see if Third Phase would use it. And they did, and pretended they didn't know it was fake. Right? Thanks for confirming you made that UFO. Yes, it's a Pepper's ghost. So here we have 100% proof that Rich is told that this video is 100% manufactured fake UFO. This is on August 13th, 2021. The next week, on August 23rd, 2021, Third Phase of Moon posts the video and pretends it's a real UFO and is mysterious. Maybe it's aliens, right? Rich was told this is a fake UFO. It's a Pepper's ghost, 3 LED brake lights taped to my ceiling pendant. I'm shooting at a 45-degree angle to the glass. Rich thanks him for confirming that he made that UFO. In other words, Ian told both Third Phase of Moon and Rich, this is a fake UFO, and this is exactly how I created this fake UFO. This is on August 13th, 2021. This confirms that Rich knows that the video is 100% manufactured fake. This confirms that Third Phase of Moon told Rich that this particular video is 100% manufactured fake UFO, a fake UFO. That was on August 13th that this exchange took place. Now, we will fast forward to August 23rd. And there's an issue here. One of the ways that Third Phase of Moon is now trying to stop people from debunking their fake videos, and I found this really laughable, is that they put copyrighted music over the stuff that they are really concerned with. They did it on this one. I cannot, even under fair use, play you this video with their commentary and talking over it. In this video that Third Phase posted, both Blake and Brent Cousins talk over it and perpetrate this fraud. I can't play you their audio, but I put their original video so you can hear them lying through their teeth in the description of this video. It's right at the top of the description of this video. But what I'm going to do is I have transcribed exactly what Blake and Brent Cousins said, lying to everyone, claiming, making all kinds of claims about this 100% fake manufactured UFO video that they were sent and told was fake. Remember, August 13th, Rich acknowledges it's a fake UFO. He thanks Ian for telling him he's the one that made the fake UFO. Ian tells him exactly how he faked it. Earlier on August 9th, Rich acknowledges that Third Phase of Moon told Rich, Ian made this video. It's a fake. It's a reflection. It's a Pepper's ghost illusion. So Rich knew on August 9th and August 13th that this particular video was 100% a manufactured fake UFO created much like their August or much like their 2018 Pepper's ghost fake illusion with a sheet of glass. It's a Pepper's ghost illusion. And then on August 23rd, Third Phase of Moon gambles and they put up this video. And by the way, they only put copyrighted music in this section where they play this 100% fake video. I believe, and I'll freely admit that this is opinion and speculation, that they put copyrighted music on all the shoddy stuff to prevent people like me from playing the video and debunking it, because then I would get a copyright strike because of copyrighted music. So we have muted the video. Let me make sure of that. And I'm going to play you what they played. Again, this is August 23rd, 2021, the third phase video that they titled, "These Crazy UFO Videos Prove They Are Not Afraid of Us." I've copied it to an alternate location. This is fair use, by the way. This is a transformative work. We are educating the public about Third Phase of Moon perpetrating fraud against YouTube and the general public, profiting from videos they know are 100% fake in order to, they profited from a 100% provably fake video, a video that they were sent and told, this is a fake, here's how I faked it. They put it up and lied through their teeth. Now, what I have to do is play you the video in silence, and when I do that, I will be reading what Brent and Blake Cousins actually said. 1 second, let me cue that up as well. All right, 1 second here. Let me highlight. I will play you their Third Phases video from August 23rd, 2021 of this 100% fake video that they were sent and told was fake. Then I'm going to read to you exactly what they said in the video while the video plays. So this is a copy of their video. Their video is still on their channel, August 23rd, 2021, third phase video, titled, "These Crazy UFO Videos Prove They Are Not Afraid of Us." And I can't play you the audio, but I'm going to play this, and I'm going to read what Blake and Brent Cousins said, lying through their teeth while they were showing everybody Ian's 100% manufactured fake UFO video that he sent to them, told Rich from Gufon it was fake and how he faked it, told Third Phase of Moon it was fake and how they faked it. And we can see that in the timeline. This is August 23rd. Rich acknowledged that Third Phase of Moon told them it was fake on August 9th and August 13th. August 23rd, here's Third Phase of Moon perpetrating this hoax. I'm going to play the video, muted, sorry for that, while I read the best I can of Blake and Brent Cousins what the narration in this video is. All right, they say, "A craft in the sky. At first, I thought it was a drone. After some enhancements, we see something else. Watch this. We see a series of red lights that appears to be a craft, a large craft. Not individual lights, but indeed, in my opinion, something very large in the sky, just hovering there. And as we're getting a closer look at it, we can see it has some kind of structure, but we're not seeing any kind of indication of FAA lights. If it were some kind of blimp or airship or helicopter, this is something we would see, FAA lights. This isn't that. This is something large, and it's just hanging there." And from the eyewitnesses themselves, there's no eyewitnesses, they are stating it didn't make a noise. If this were a drone or this large or a helicopter, it would be making all kinds of noise. This is something different. That was Blake Cousins. Now he asks, "Brent, what's your thoughts here?" Brent says, "Seems pretty close proximity to the person who actually captured it. And to have this object that close, you would definitely hear it, especially at that size. It would emit sound, so it's not a drone. We can rule out drones. We're looking at it, and we see these three lights, and they are red. And what's really curious is we see an object supporting the lights. It seems to be one structure. This is an interesting sighting. I like this." Blake says, "Whatever this thing is, it is 20 to 30 feet in length here. It's quite large, and it appears to be hovering over the neighborhood like this. It's a little scary, to be honest, and maybe they are trying to make contact." Great. So what we have here is a provable fraud. They committed fraud here. Blake and Brent Cousins knew that this video was 100% manufactured and fake. They put it up anyway, and they pretended they did not know it was 100% fake. They put it up anyway and pretended that it may be aliens. It's definitely not a drone. It's not an airship. It's 20 to 30 feet in length. Did you hear that lie? He's telling people the craft is 20 to 30 feet in length. No, it's bicycle lights hung from a ceiling inside Ian's house. And then he filmed through a sheet of glass. That's what it is. And Blake and Brent Cousins knew 100% this was a 100% fake video. When they posted this, they knew it was fake. The person who sent it to them told them it was fake. The person who faked this video told Rich it was fake and how he faked it on August 9th and August 13th. On August 23rd, they put it up and did this terrible acting job pretending that this was some mysterious spaceship in the sky. This, my friends, is a fraud. This is a provable fraud. And this is a real problem for them because they collected something like $500 or more in ad revenue for this video. And I'm not, to be clear, I'm not a lawyer. I am not a law enforcement officer, but I can look things up. And I believe they have a real problem here because what they did is something called theft by deception. And it could be a felony if they collected enough money doing this. And I will release all of my evidence to whoever inquires. I'm required to do that. I don't have a choice in this matter. But more than the fact that Third Phase of Moon just perpetrated a 100% provable fraud against YouTube and the public, it's more problematic for them than that, because these messages clearly show and indicate that Rich from Gufon has been lying to everyone. He knew August 9th, 2021, that Third Phase were taking fake videos from people that people even said, I faked this, and here's how I faked it. He knew on August 23rd that Third Phase of Moon ran with a 100% manufactured fake video that they were sent and told, this is fake, here's how I faked it. And he said nothing. He's complacent in this hoax. I would say he participated by his silence. Why didn't he stand up? If he's, he's such a moral man, right? Why didn't he stand up and say, Third Phase faked that? I talked to the guy who faked it. That's a fake video. Why are they posting fake videos? No, he kept his mouth shut about it. He didn't say anything. And then it gets better. Then when I start going after Third Phase for faking things, he starts, saying my wife is a whore or a slut or a dancer hooker with fake tits. He says I'm a pedo, or I may be a pedo because I have pedo friends. No evidence of any of this. He's just making shit up. He's making fun of my children, claiming I'm begging for super chats for a gift I'd already bought a month before I ever even mentioned that gift. He is making fun of my dead father, making fun of my paralyzed eye, and the whole time he knew I was right. That's why he did those things, because it burned him up inside. I was right. Third Phase of Moon are fraudster hoaxers. And Rich knew it this entire time he did all of these things. This entire time he attacked Paul from the Out There channel. He knew that Third Phase of Moon were accepting 100% fake videos and posting them and pretending they didn't know they were fake. He knew that all the debunks in these two documentaries, which, by the way, are in the description of the video, they're free to watch. He knew that those were all accurate. He knew that those were all correct. He knew that Third Phase are fakers, fraudsters, and hoaxers, because he sat there August 9th and August 13th of 2021 being told, here's a 100% fake video. Rich, here's how I faked it. He told the faker, Ian, I don't want to call him that. He made that video to educate people, by the way. He had altruistic intentions. Ian made that video to see if people would post it and think it was a real spaceship, UFO, extraterrestrial, whatever. And in those messages, August 9th and August 13th, Rich acknowledges that Third Phase of Moon told them about this video and how Ian faked the video. Third Phase of Moon acknowledged it was a manufactured fake video created with a Pepper's ghost, a sheet of glass filmed at a 45-degree angle. It was bike taillights hung from a ceiling. And Third Phase Moon was told all this. And Rich was told all of this. August 9th, August 13th. And what happens August 24th? They post it. They pretend it's something mysterious. They pretend it's something alien. Busted. Busted. And what's really most troubling is now we have 100% verifiable proof that Rich knew this whole time that the people calling out Third Phase were right. And what did he choose to do? Call people pedos, make fun of disabled people, call people fat shame people, call people sluts and whores, talk about my wife's tits, right? Because he has no defense. He knew in his heart that they're fakers. He knew in his heart that they're frauds. And here's the messages that prove it. He knew this entire time that they are purposefully. Did you see? I love how psychology works, though. Did you remember, Rich? They haven't done anything like hoax things on purpose. It's his subconscious breaking through. He knew that they had hoax things on purpose. Or they haven't faked anything. People sent him stuff, but they didn't hoax it themselves. It's still a hoax, Rich. They defrauded YouTube and the public, and you kept your mouth shut about it when you should have stood up and done the right thing. This proves everything that we've been saying here for months. This proves that Rich is continually lying to his audience, that Rich knew they were faking things. Rich talked to the people that were helping them fake things about how they faked it. Rich acknowledged that Third Phase told him, oh, yeah, you're the guy that faked that video. Yeah, Third Phase told me. It's a reflection, right? Yeah, great. So we will take comments and questions from the live chat. And I want to apologize to all you kind and generous benefactors, you super chatters, super sticker creators, super sticker purchasers, I guess. You PayPalers, Cash Appers, Patreon supporters, and channel members. By the way, all the support videos that we played tonight were posted to Patreon and our members section earlier yesterday. So one way that you can support us is by becoming a Patreon supporter for $1 a month or a channel member for $5 a month. Channel members get all the Patreon benefits. We're always posting stuff over there. Plus, you get some YouTube extras. And I want to thank Wild Ascension for sharing me this. I saw a fleet of UFOs today. Yeah, great. I saw a fleet of UFOs today. So we want to thank and acknowledge all of you kind and generous benefactors. We will continue to do this good work here to bring you the real truth while other people are lying to you and collecting your money while they're lying to you. Rich has been collecting money this entire time. He's been lying to all of you. This entire time he knew that they are faking things on purpose. This entire time he has been lying to his audience. He goes on Alien Addict show and lies to Alien Addict's audience. He's been lying to everybody this whole time. And while he's on his show, he is collecting money while he is lying to people. And 1 second, let me just get over and check who is binging me. I'm sorry, I forgot to do not disturb myself. So I'm going to do that now, but check in just to make sure it's not. Oh, that was my wife who just wanted me to remind everybody that Gufon and Third Phase of Moon videos may be fake, but her titties are real. So stop spreading rumors, right? Yeah, 100% real breasts. Can't beat them. Yeah, and it's okay. I understand him attacking my wife. He's just mad that he doesn't have one. Couldn't make her come. She wouldn't stay. You know, it happens. It happens, right? And by the way, this entire time, Rich has been lying to his audience. He has been collecting money while he is provably lying to them. That may be considered a form of fraud. Rich. You purposefully lied to everyone about third phase when you knew that they were accepting fake videos and posting them and pretending they were not fake. You knew that, and we have all the proof. And by the way, I've got a lot more. Oh, we've got a lot more on third phase. We've got a lot more on Rich too. And we may be sharing that, right? Brianna's here and says Truth Titties should be the backup channel. Yeah. Why is he talking about my wife's breasts, by the way? You notice he's never addressed any of this evidence. There's 2 documentaries with something like 60 hoaxes and proof they fake things 60 times. I guess we can add this one, 61. By the way, there is enough evidence, new evidence pouring in here to make a whole nother 2-hour plus documentary of all their most recent fakes. And by the way, Rich, that was from August of 2021. So your talking points, they never hoaxed anything on purpose, fall apart. Your talking points, they haven't hoaxed anything in the past 5 years on purpose, fall apart. Your talking points, they haven't hoaxed anything in the past 3 years on purpose, fall apart. Now we're down to 1 year, Rich. They, on purpose, created a UFO hoax. They didn't create the video, but they created the hoax by pretending it was a real video, by pretending they did not know this was a 100% manufactured fake video. They knew, Rich, and so did you. So now we're down to 1 year ago. We got them. We got them. Busted. 1 year ago. We proved. What are you going to say now? That we don't have evidence? What are you going to say now? Do I got to interview the guy who faked it? Do we got to do that? We'll do that. You lying sack of shit. And I would give him some advice, which would be to keep my wife's name out of his mouth. You know, she grew up in Kensington. I don't think she likes some creepy dude in Florida living in a trailer talking about her titties on his show, right? And you don't want to piss her off. I know. God help you if you piss off my missus, dude, right? All right, great. So we're going to take comments and questions from the live chat, and we will. Oh, I'm getting some messages. Thank you, DW. You know who you are, for the kindness. Somebody just sent me a message telling me great show. I appreciate that. That's high praise coming from him. All right, so we're gonna check in with all you kind and generous benefactors who love to see these gotcha moments. I got to tell you, I love them too, right? I love seeing those gotcha moments, and so does a lot of people. So we are going to acknowledge and thank. I'm sorry I didn't put all of them up on the screen. You guys have my apologies, but we'll put them all up on the screen now, and I'm going to read every single super chat. Unlike some people who collect money while they lie to you, I collect a couple of bucks that benefit our show so that we can bring you the truth. UFO John Doe with kind and generous $1.99 says everyone knows what the short name is for Richard. Dick. Yeah, he's a dick, all right. ZYZZX. I'm not going to try to say that. Zlix. I don't know how to say that. We'll just say ZYZZX. Great user ID, though. Make it unpronounceable for show hosts. But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support with a kind and generous $20 super chat. Says, I don't like lies over lies. By the way, anybody else, if you're feeling generous, now's the time to throw a couple bucks in our hat. Use that money button. If you're feeling generous and like show hosts who don't lie to you, but rather tell you the truth. I've been telling the truth about this thing since all this shit erupted. And Rich, we now have 100% verifiable proof, has been lying to all of you this entire time. He knew, and he lied through his teeth. Richard Crawley with a kind and generous $6.99 Canadian. Thank you, Richard Crawley, my Canadian friend, for all the Rick Richards. Okay. And Sweet Caroline with a kind and generous $9.99 says Gufon equals fraud, and loser. Well, can't say I disagree. And thank you so much, Martin Wright, for kind of generous $10 Great Britain pound. with a kind and generous super sticker. We love and appreciate you all. Thank all of you. And from here on in, I will. Oh, there we go. We got another one. Chuck Bam with a kind and generous $2 super chat says, "It's our better sober." Maybe he meant TITS. Yes. Oh, by the way, we have put that filter in. So if you're trying to curse in the live chat, you might have a hard time or say things like TITS. You got to come up with another way to say it. I think boobs is acceptable, right? I'm not sure, right? So we'll take comments and questions from the live chat. Unidentified S4 is here with the kind and generous $20. Thank you, says Screw, Gufon, and Third Phase of Moon. Spooky with the kind and generous $1.79. I got to give Spooky a Get My Attention super chat fund. I'm going to send Spooky an extra $10 this month because I always forget to do that. Yes, Spooky, I was going to play out the show with that, but we do have, we have a great music video still coming up. We have great musical guests tonight. It's Rich from Gufon and Marina Sarin, the Nazi girl. I've done a Good Nazis mega mix, and we want to thank Simon Fly on YouTube. He makes some funny videos, and he made a funny video of this Marina Sarin Nazi girl saying good Nazis and Rich saying she didn't do anything wrong, and he likes Nazis and he wishes he was a Nazi. So we made a mega mix of it, and we mixed in Nazis marching and all. We're going to play out the show with that. And in the meantime, though, we're going to play a rant of Spooky's, a rare time when Spooky, I like to say this one is Spooky speaking up, right? Spooky is kind of off in the shadows, but when you piss off Spooky, all right, we're going to play that now. And when we come back, please put any questions or comments from me in all capital letters, and I will be reading and answering questions when we return from this spooky rant, If I Were a Rich Man.
If I were a rich man, I would stop getting upset every time someone dislikes your bread-winging boyfriend's third phase of moon. I'd learn to read a book, learn to pronounce words, learn to not falsely accuse people of being a learn to not disrespect people's disabilities because you are so much of an immature incel you sit and stream every night pretending to be Howard Stern.
Pedophile?
Poor man's Howard Stern.
Maybe it does.
With every bit of misogynistic fervor as his namesake.
You gotta show a little cleavage while you're on top of that. Gee, I wonder why somebody picked her up and put her on a popular show.
I can barely see, you know, because I got one bad ball. But hey.
I get rather heated when it comes to poor rich man, because honestly, he is the epitome of this attitude that is pervasive in YouTube. He does it. Third Phase does it. Zero respect for the subject, maximum effort put into grifting the audience. Anything to get attention, and keep the spotlight on them. Got a channel that hasn't sided yet? You bet your ass they will try to buy you. Oh, promote my documentary and we'll send some viewers your way, some subscribers. They are taking you for a ride, listener. Sometimes I wonder how this conflict will end. Rich is not the kind of man to admit he has done something wrong. He thrives on dramatic self-victimizing conflict that he instigates so he can go to his dumb as rocks audience and say, "See? Look what they did!" Textbook narcissism. Remember how mad he got over Manny showcasing Who's Lou on Steven's channel? He showed right there that his priority is grifting off of other people.
Then we see you on Cambian's show, talking about your documentary and Lou Elizondo. I didn't even watch the show, didn't give a fuck. Because, now, Third Phase of Moon watched it, everybody else did. I did not watch even that part of it. Because I'm like, why didn't you even contact us? I mean, we're the ones who really initiated this narrative that you glommed onto over the course of us talking about it and made videos and stuff about Lou. And then you don't even ask me if I can showcase your video. No message, nothing. And you go over to Cambian's show, which, by the way, I introduced Cambian to Gufon, and if it wasn't for me doing that, he would have far less numbers than he does. Far less. I'm talking 30 to 40% less. He can laugh all he wants, but when you see when he's not attacking anybody, his numbers are half of what we have here at Gufon. So,
you're welcome, acknowledgement, but that's why I'm a little pissed.
He obfuscates, deflects every bit of criticism that is levied, something his boyfriends taught him quite well. Toxic behavior. His time as a wannabe internet radio host is coming to an end though. People are waking up to the fact that the Emperor is wearing no clothes and in fact has the intelligence of a prairie dog. Funny to laugh at, but you don't want him near you. This video is not for Rich, but his audience. Rich is beyond saving and perhaps never wanted to be. He has his niche, his grift. Pretend to be kind and fun while on the air, except when he lets his real self slip through. He even knew that he fucked up and then he deleted it.
Maybe it does.
Support who you want. But by being on his channel, you send a clear sign of how you feel about real integrity and ufology. Fuck Gufon and the deceased second-hand cattle you got from Blake and Brent that you rode in on. Have a great day. If I were a rich man,
And thanks to Spooky for that lovely take. I can't say I disagree. And by the way, Spooky's channel is in the description of the video if you want to see more of Spooky's rants. I think Spooky should do more of them. We need one per show here, Spooky. Whatever we're talking about, you got to make some rant videos. How I Win the Lottery says scumbag. Can't say I disagree, right? DKG Customs. Truth Seekers is not the be-all and end-all of UFO liars. Got any other YouTube names you want to throw out? Well, tonight we're focusing on them and Gufon. You can look through my catalog here. We have covered hundreds, despite some clown Rich saying, oh, we just covered the same 5 people because I don't do research, right? No, we have covered at least 100 UFO grifters here and YouTube fraudsters. You can check out our previous catalog. By the way, you got to go to the live tab now to see most of our previous shows. You know, I don't know what you're asking. Are you asking me to identify more UFO fraudsters? There's plenty of them out there on YouTube. It apparently is okay to profit by posting fake UFO videos. I don't agree with that, right? But it is what it is. Paranormal Highway says, nice work, Spooky. I agree. Spooky all the way. Everybody likes spooky videos. See, we got to have more of that. Great. Gufon, I introduced Truth Seekers to your awful show. I am sorry, Stephen. Yeah, and did you notice? He's always telling people that I got half my subscribers from him, right? Like, no. And by the way, he got most of his subscribers from Third Phase of Fake. So I don't know why they would come here and see me busting frauds constantly if they like Third Phase or him, you know. Yeah, YouTube has a lot of frauds in all communities. By the way, Paranormal Highway, we want to have you as a guest. You should message me. I need guests for next week, right? Saw an ad with co-host Jimmy doesn't go to church on Gaia again. Yeah. Mystery Eon says Gufon introduced me to Steve. Yeah, well, here's what happened. He gets a hold of me through B. Baker, I guess, and then he says to me, oh, you have some funny videos. Can I play some of them? And I go, yeah, I mean, it's fair use. You can play whatever you want of mine. So he started playing tons of my videos. Of course, some of his people came over here because they liked my work that he was constantly playing. But, you know, for him to suggest I didn't get here on my own, right? Maybe we got 30 or 50 people that came here from that. I don't know. We could look at the numbers before and after. His show doesn't even get hardly any new subs. It stayed at 8.5K for months. People are catching on. Well, good. Good luck doing the super chat shuffle now that everybody knows you've been lying to everybody for months. That's what I say. And by the way, remember, I mentioned karma. Tonight, we just helped karma along. That's what we did. And you know, I feel very good in the fact that we can now label Rich a proven liar. a proven liar and hoax supporter. So going forward, anytime I mention Rich, I'm going to say proven liar and hoax promoter, Rich from Gufon. And I have the facts. We have the facts here to back it up. Goofy has a few informants. Yeah, well, that's what bothers him. There's no real dirt to find on me. So what he has to do is talk about my wife's tits, or tell people I have pedo friends, or make fun of my paralyzed eye, right? He can't talk about evidence with me because he was unable to. By the way, I'm aware that he went around trying to find dirt on me and was unable to. Quite honestly, I guess you could say I'm a very boring man. You know, I go build a cabin. I have the same wife for 25 years. You know, there's no real attack vectors on me. So what does he got to do? He's got to attack those. By the way, those girls in the video are professional dancers. They're paid for their work. There's nothing wrong with me having dancers in an introduction to a show. And by the way, we term our channel entertainment. Third Phase of Moon claims that they're science and technology news. Sure. But dancers, attractive dancers, has been used in all forms of entertainment since entertainment began. I'm not making excuses. You know, it is what it is. This is an entertainment channel. Beautiful dancing girls are entertaining, and that's part of entertaining people. Beautiful dancing girls are in magic shows, musicals, plays, television shows, movies, all forms of entertainment use beautiful dancing girls. I don't need to justify anything to that clown. And by the way, he thinks that making fun of people's disabilities is good comedy, right? But he can't acknowledge he made fun of my disability. So he has to lie to you, even though he clearly says, I can't see, I'm having trouble seeing, 10 times in that video, has an arrow pointing at my eye saying I have one ball, but he won't acknowledge that he made fun of my disability, right? Suddenly he's talking about a man's balls for no reason whatsoever, right? What do my balls have to do with me not being able to see? You're talking about my eyeball, you slime ball. And no, making fun of disabled people is not comedy. That's cringe-worthy assholeness, because that's what you are, an asshole for doing that. And remember, it's not just me. We've got him doing that to 3 other disabled people. Not quite to that extent or length, but he makes fun of disabled people. He talks about women's breasts that he doesn't even know. Now we've got him doing that to at least 2, 3. Oh no, there was Kelly and those other girls. So 3, 4 times he's talking about women's breasts that he doesn't even know. Publicly on his show, he's telling people I bought my wife boob job that doesn't exist. You know, and again, why does he have to keep bringing my family into this? It's because he has nothing, and he knows that we bust them over and over and over again. And if he thinks he better keep my name out of his mouth, and he sure as hell better keep my family's name out of his mouth, because we have more. We have a lot more. Me, I think telling people that Third Phase of Moon are fraudsters is kind of like telling people water is wet. I have more important work to do, and we are going to go do that more important work. To be quite honest, Rich from Gufon and Third Phase, I believe, are beneath me. And also, it's a matter of how punching down, too. These guys are on the decline, and they have been since their heyday of faking shit. As soon as they, you know, stopped with the making all of the fake nonsense and try to, they're trying to do it the right way. Oh, yeah, Rich, that's another one of your talking points. 5 years ago, they understood and they stopped faking things. We now know that you know that was a lie. We now know that you are more or less participating with them when they post 100% provably fake UFO videos that people send them and fake. And you've been lying to your audience this entire time. And tonight we proved it. What's he going to do now? You want to talk about my dead mother? You want to talk about, my third cousins? You want to call more people whores or sluts or talk about my wife's breasts? You want to tell people I have pedo friends? That's all you got, you low-life scumbag. Bring it. What else are you going to do? You got nothing left. You've already expended. And by the way, let's be very clear. I'm going to ask them again. Third Phase of Moon, I want a statement from your company. Do you support or condone that? Did you tell him to do that? Or is he doing it on his own? Are you going to give us a statement that you condone that and that you think that's acceptable behavior for people who are critical of you and your now proven fraud? And this whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. He has nothing. So what do? You got to kill the messenger. Shut him up. Let's make fun of him. Let's talk about his wife, his children, his dead father. He made fun of my dead father. What did my dead father ever do to you, Rich? Why don't you be a man and just direct your anger at being caught with your pants down at me? Why do you got to bring my family, including dead people? You're bringing my dead family members into this, you asshole? Really? He has nothing. And I believe, and I'm entitled to my speculation, Third Phase of Moon is telling him to do all this stuff because I am bad for their business. I'm bad for their bottom line. And the fact that Third Phase of Moon hasn't fired him, ended their business relationship, and put out a statement saying, we don't condone any of the things that he's saying in our defense. He's labeling, making fun of people's disabilities with Third Phase of Moon as he's doing it. And Third Phase of Moon sits in silence and lets him do it. Do you know why? Because they love him doing that. Because I am aware of many, many cases where the attacks went out and then people were like, it's not worth it. I don't want people making fun of my relatives or my wife or telling people I'm a pedo, so I'm just going to shut up. In my case, I didn't shut up. I kept going and proving again and again and again and again what frauds they are. You're not intimidating me into silence by mocking my disability, Rich, you low-life scumbag slime ball. You're not going to intimidate me into silence. And we've got more for you. Oh, I'm going to wait until you're done with this set of new excuses. He's going to have to, I predict he might need a day off tomorrow while they all figure out what lies they're going to tell everybody. Good luck squirming out of this one, weasel. A snake is a snake. And those three are going to get together tomorrow and slither around on the ground together. Psst, psst, oh, shit, what are we going to do? Can't be improved. We're liars. Gufon's going to be like, oh, shit, what am I going to say to my audience, Third Phase? Tell me what to say. He's not smart enough to come up with excuses for this stuff. We just proved 100% that Rich has known this entire time that I was right about everything. And instead of being a man, admitting a mistake and doing the right thing, standing on his own 2 feet, he told everybody I have pedo friends. He told everybody that may make me a pedophile. He told everybody I'm a liar. He told, with no evidence of that whatsoever, he told everybody, you know what? Let's make fun of him and his paralyzed eye. Let's make fun of a half-blind man because that's funny. That's comedy, right? Then he makes fun of my dead father. Great, great, great. Keep it up. Keep it up. That's what he decided to do. He decided to do all those things instead of being a real man and acknowledging the truth. He ran from the truth and tried to kill the truth messenger, me. But I'm still here standing, Rich. I'm still right here. What else you got for me, you little bitch? What else are you going to say? Because now people are wise. Every time Rich insults me personally, he proves I'm right. Every time he doesn't talk about the evidence and instead goes with this ad hominem attacks against me, my children, my wife, my family, he proves to everyone I'm right. And he's got nothing else to say, so he's got to attack me personally. And that's where we're at. And that's where we find ourselves. All right. Unidentified S4 says, I love playing Bigfoot. Is there a Bigfoot? There is. I seen some screenshots. Somebody send me this. There's a Bigfoot game where you hunt Bigfoot. I've seen it. I want to play it. Somebody sent it to me. Maybe we'll do a live stream hunting, playing that game. It's better than talking about these clowns, right? The snake noises got me rolling. I did a terrible job of that. I haven't done a snake in a while, but that's what they are. They're snakes, right? And here's what you got to remember. These guys make a living through fraud. We've proved it tonight. They literally make their money through fraud. They don't want somebody coming here and showing everybody how they make their living through fraud. Rich has been collecting super chats telling everybody I'm a liar about Third Phase for months and months and months and months. That's fraud. He just defrauded the public. But it is what it is. Do I think he's going to suddenly stand on his own 2 feet like a man? Hell no, he can't. He needs those fraudsters feeding him stupid people because he isn't smart enough to do this the fair way, the right way, the honest way. He's just not smart enough. He's got to go for the stupid audience members. We have smart people here, right? I can't get away with that stuff. Yes, and Mr. Eon is reminding people, if you guys enjoy the show and chat, we continue 24/7 on Discord. See you there. Yeah, our Discord has been hopping lately. There's all these different sections for different kind of conspiracies and a meme section and a general section. And we have a good time there, or we try to. But you guys, we got to try to keep politics out of that Discord because people get pissed off and leave because for a while, people got pissed off and left because there was too much left-leaning memes in the meme section. Then people got pissed off and left because there's too much right-leaning. We might do something about that, right? Al Warrior says, I need my $2 back, Gufon. I could get me a street taco. Yeah. First Floor Audio says, my Discord is pointless. Unidentified S4, I sent you the cartoon. What is this? The Second War in Heaven begins. Scott. Yeah, can I play that another time? It's 7 minutes long, but thank you, Unidentified S4. Get permission for me to play that. I'll play it. But so any more questions or comments for me, please put them in all capital letters, right? Pinzer says, I check your Discord, and good to see you here, Pinzer. Thanks for being here. Footy Gangster says, Lee, I don't use Discord. A lot of people don't like it. Discord reminds me of BBS or IRC chat back in the day. It's fun, and it's something I do every day now. I do, by the way, if you want to contact me, and maybe, because to be honest, my messages are getting crazy lately on that email address. So if you're having trouble contacting me, go into the Discord. I'm in there every day for at least an hour or two. Mr. Eon, when is the next viewer call-in show? No idea. I have to talk to Spooky about what we're doing for the rest of the week. We're one show light. By the way, going forward, if my children have off all day, I'm not doing a show that night. To be honest, I just can't do it. Those kids wear me out. You know, there's two of them. Daddy, can I have a snack? Daddy, can I have a snack? Daddy, can I have a drink? Daddy, this video game doesn't work. Dad, my headphones aren't playing right. Dad, all day from like 8 a.m. until my wife gets home. I was so tired yesterday. I was like, I can't do it. These kids killed me. I can't do it. But so going forward, if my children have off from school, I'm not doing a show that night. I just can't. I have to be honest with myself. I'm always honest with my viewers. Those kids are killing me. So, and besides, I want to be able to focus on their, taking care of them. That's certainly more important, right? Chuck Bam says, call-in show about third phase of moon fakes. Yeah. Oh, speaking of third phase of moon fakes, we'll see if we can't find, I don't know if I still have it. My favorite Thanks to Sheila Aliens, we have it again. Favorite third phase of moon faked video was that alien under the car. No, I don't have it. Damn it. I'll play that another time. The alien under the car was my favorite. They CGI faked an alien under the car and they hoaxed the whole thing. And yeah, that was my favorite one. I thought I had it here, but I don't have it as a bumper to play it. We'll load that up and do it for another time, right? And Al Warrior with the kind of generous $5. Go get some tacos, brother. Great show. Thank you. I have been craving tacos. I might make some later. I think we have ground meat. We always have taco seasoning. And I think we have lettuce and cheese. Sometimes we don't have lettuce, but we always have cheese and taco shells. And I'll have to see if we have the makings. Otherwise, I got to see when the Taco Bell is open. I haven't had actual Taco Bell in like 3 years. I haven't had Taco Bell. It got expensive, right? Cosmic Neighbor says, I'm making that Bigfoot for you this week. Bring it up when Anthony and I head to you. Yeah, and by the way, what is that? Next weekend, November 19th and 20th, Anthony from Unidentified S4 and Ron from Cosmic Neighbors will be at the cabin, and we'll be doing a live Skywatch from my neighbor's house across the street from the cabin because they have a big open field, so we'll be able to see the sky better. And they're going to have all these. Oh, by the way, Ron, did you notice Rich from Gufon suddenly did a show that FLIR and night vision cameras are terrible for UFOs? He's never said that before, but suddenly we're doing a Skywatch with FLIR and night vision cameras, and he's going to tell everybody how terrible it is. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. And this one, I definitely have to agree with, right? I definitely have to agree with. Stephen, one day have the kids make a guest appearance if they want to. That'd be awesome. Well, my autistic son won't sit still for even a few minutes, probably. He's always running around with his phone or with spinning beads and stuff. I don't think he will sit still. He might. The younger one, though, is the one that helps with the show. He's very interested, so maybe I'll have him co-host. But you guys we're gonna have to watch the language and all that stuff to be sure, you know. Oh, I love screwing the community. Yes, you do. You definitely do, right? Gufon is a loser who hits on Nazi girls. Yeah. Bob, you're my sex slave. Jesus, gosh. Paranormal Highway, Unidentified S4 and Cosmic Neighbors were both in my last cartoon. Second War in Heaven begins, so trust me, watch it. Yeah, I'm going to watch it. I'll play it. Do I have your permission to play it on a future show? I'll play the whole thing. And why am I not? I want to be in a cartoon, God damn it. You can have me in there screaming at fraudsters, right? Cosmic Neighbor says the guy whose last UFO footage he took on a VHS tape. Shut up, Ron. That was one of the best UFO photos ever taken in history. The security dome. You know? Matt Finley says Taco Bell is expensive garbage now. It used to be just garbage. Look up the lawsuit on their use of beef and note the following and current use of beefy oats. Yeah, I've heard that. A lot of it is filler and it's not real meat. It's delicious, though, Matt Finley. I got to say that. I haven't had it in a while, but I remember the last time we haven't went there because we would much rather just make tacos at home. You know, they're better. And my wife is an awesome cook, so she makes delicious tacos. I make pretty good tacos. We'll see. Bobby Broadway says, Gufon, were you the one pegging Jeremy Corbell? Oh, that's an image I won't get out of my head. Thanks very much. Right? I didn't know that, Paranormal Highway. You gave me a donation. Yeah, you can be. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to do that. Wait, let me check in with I didn't see the super chat from you. If I missed it, I sincerely apologize. Please solve a puzzle. Pick the bat. I don't see a bat, damn it. I see. No, wait a minute. Maybe that's it. That's not quite right. PayPal security challenge. Pick the bat. Oh, Jesus. Why do they do this to me while I'm having a live show? Give me a security challenge to get into PayPal. Yeah, it's great. No, I don't see a PayPal donation. So I must have missed a super chat from you, Paranormal Highway. If I did, I apologize. And thank you very much for your kindness, generosity, and support. It is much, much appreciated. Right? Stephen Greer is here and says, Stephen, I told them to fire you, but they said you clean up for them really well. Wait, I may need your services, Gufon. Oh, he told them to fire Gufon. Yeah. My flock is everywhere is here, constantly telling me how based I am, and we appreciate that. Yeah, Mr. Eon has been talking to Marina. Marina followed me on Twitter. We've chatted. She's a lovely girl. Yeah, except for all that Nazi stuff and denying the Holocaust that ever happened and the good Nazis, right? Don Greer, I work for pennies. Yes, YouTube at pennies is all it takes. You know, and that's another thing that we should talk about. The fact that Rich is doing all this stuff that he did, claiming people who have cancer are faking it, making fun of disabled people, calling people pedos, making fun of people's wives, children, dead relatives, all of that is for YouTube pennies. You know, how much do you possibly need money that you're willing to do all those slimy, disgusting, scumball things for a little bit of YouTube pennies? It's ridiculous, right? He needs to get a goddamn job and stop being a slime ball. David Bucky says, praise the cash, praise the cash. Yeah, apparently he's saying I stole that from him. No, I stole that from televangelists, you know? That's where I stole that from. Bob Perkins, where does that pedo story come from at first? Serious. We played it watch the beginning of the video. He says, what if you're friends, Stephen, with a pedophile? What does that make you? A pedophile? Maybe it does. That's where that comes from. And then he try to weasel out of that. Well, I didn't call him. I used an example to trigger him. Then he called himself. Yeah. Stephen, you got any weed? My mom took all my cash for rent, even the change I was hiding in my couch. No, I don't have any money for your weed. No. Maybe that hurricane hitting Florida again because of Goofy. Yeah. He's got superpowers and magic superpowers. He's cursing people with 5 below tarot cards, right? By the way, Pragmagic pointed out, I didn't know this, but he gave the reverse meaning of the cards. When he tried to curse us, he didn't give the right meaning of the cards even. Some wizard, not only does he not have the tarot cards meaning memorized, but he drew them right side up and he gave the meaning for if you draw them the other way. So he gave the reverse meaning of all the cards on purpose because he doesn't know what he's doing. Super Goof, the wizard of the trailer park, screwed up. He can't even read tarot cards. And by the way, you can't curse people with tarot cards. That's ridiculous nonsense. But, you know, that's where we're at. Stormcrow says, fake Greer, fake Gufon, real Bob. Yeah. Yeah. It all started with me. He called Paul from the Out There channel a pedo first. And again, I'm going to say this again. Third Phase of Moon, where is your statement condemning Gufon calling people pedos in your defense? Where is your statement from you and your company condemning Rich from Gufon making fun of disabled people in your defense? Where is your statement condemning him making fun of people's dead relatives in your defense? Making fun of people's wives in your defense? Fat shaming people in your defense? You must condone all of that because you haven't said anything about it. And every time he does that, and also claiming people faked cancer, right? You must condone all of it. For all we know, you're telling him to do all that because A real company, a reputable company, a real business person would know you have to cut ties with the person doing that. You have to put out a statement condemning somebody doing all those things. Third Phase just sat there and doesn't say anything about it because they like him doing that. They want him to shut me up. They want him to shut up Paul from the Out There channel, Unidentified S4, or anyone else who's going after them for their fakery, fraudery, and bull. Yeah, he claims he doesn't step over the line. Well, we've seen, he said, I would never make fun of disabled people. And then he makes fun of disabled people. So he is just a slimeball scumbag, weasel, right? Gufon says all I do is step over the line. I don't know who that is, but that's funny. I'm going to get sued. Oh my God, are you going to sue me? No, you'd have to have some money for somebody to want to sue you. Rich actually brags. I don't have anything. You can't sue me for nothing. Go ahead. Yeah, it must be nice to be a 50-plus-year-old man and be broke as shit, right? Be totally broke as shit to the point where you can just slander people constantly, right? Slander people constantly, and there's no consequences because nobody's going to sue a broke-ass loser, right? But he's doing that on behalf of Third Phase of Moon. And I hear they got a lot of money. So maybe they are responsible for his actions since he's doing it all in their name, in their defense. He even branded his making fun of me having a paralyzed eye and being disabled Third Phase of Moon. So I think the case could be made there, guys, right? Please don't take my mom's trailer. She uses it for storage and me. I don't know who that is, but it's funny as shit and we'll allow it, right? All right. Any more questions or comments for me? Please put them in all capital letters. Otherwise, we're going to bounce on out of here. And I want to thank the Out There channel. Most of the clips that I used in tonight's presentation were clipped by him and I stole them. But, he does a great job catching some of the stupidest things that this goofy Gufon says. So I took some of the clips that I made, but mostly clips from him. And he once said that, something like me and Paul couldn't rub two brain cells together or something. Okay, we just made you look like an ass clown working together. So, say whatever you're going to say about Paul. He's a smart guy. He's got all kinds of degrees in computer science stuff, and you live in your mom's trailer. Great. I don't like people making fun of disabled people, and you never go after people you don't like family. It's very trashy. Yeah, it is trashy. And the other thing is, he's saying that this is comedy. And don't you love it? I'm going to show you people what funny is. And then he plays a clip of making fun of somebody's disability. I'm going to show you people what funny is. Me making fun of somebody's paralyzed eye. This is what funny is. He's so out of touch, so stupid and foolish that he thinks he's right about that. And I would challenge him, show me a real comedian that would get on a stage and make fun of somebody's paralyzed eye like that. He can't, because they don't do that, because they understand that's not funny. That's a slimeball, cruel thing to do. Do you know what Rich is? Rich is that mean kid in school that would make fun of like the kid with the crutches or the kid with a patch on his glasses, the kid with the lazy eye, or the kid with the club foot, or the fat kids. That's who Rich is. A grown-up loser bully that has to make fun of people's physical stuff, right? Paul needs some help too, obsessed with Gufon. No, I think that's just retribution. Gufon came after him pretty hard, so he pays attention and he clips all the stupid things. And now Gufon's going to have to be awfully careful because there's multiple people now watching him say stupid things and clipping things. It's going to become a whole lot easier. And like I said, whistleblowers are now pouring in to my inbox, whispering sweet, sweet nothings in my ear Do you want more proof that Third Phase fake things? I helped them fake one. Sure, send it to me. It's going to be great. And like I said, there's already 2 documentaries full of all of Third Phase of Moon's fakery, fraudery, and bullshittery. It's in the description of this video. And by the way, Third Phase of Moon, you have Rich from Gufon to thank for all of this. All of this. You and I got in an argument on Alien Scientist Show, and it could have ended right there. None of this had to happen. But as soon as that happened, then you sent out your attack dog, Rich from Gufon, to tell people I have pedo friends, I may be a pedophile, call my wife ugly or a slut or a whore, or, has fake tits, make fun of my dead father, make fun of my disability. That tends to piss people off, and they'll be willing to, help karma along. And that's what happened here. All of what's going to happen to Third Phase of Moon is Rich's fault now. None of this would have happened if he would have just shut up and kept his mouth shut when I got in an argument with Third Phase of Moon. But he couldn't do that. He had to put me on blast the very next day. All of this was caused by this idiot that worked for you, Blake and Brent. How long are you going to let this idiot make you two look like ass clowns? Do you think it looks good to you, to all those crystal hippie bitches and love and light people that believe in UFOs, that you're letting somebody that works for you do all those things in your name? You think that looks good for you? Or are you going to fire his dumb ass, cut ties with him, and say, I condemn him for all those things. We don't approve of him doing that. But hoaxers stick together. Fraudsters stick together. So, Gufon, go back home. Gufon says, Bob, go back home to Gufon. Your spy game is complete. I don't know. Bob Birkins just comes into my live chat and says random stupid shit that doesn't make any sense usually. It's like totally random stuff. I don't even know what he's saying half the times. But, and then he sends me random weird videos that have nothing to do with anything. I don't know. Like he'll send me like some clip from an 80s vampire movie. I don't know what that means. Wrap it up, Gufon spies. Let's go home. Yeah. Well, you know what, though? We don't care here because we don't have anything to hide, I don't have anything to hide here. Like, people can come, they can listen. But I will say this. Any of those people that are still sending him money, look, you have been sending him money to lie to you for months. How much more money are you going to send to him to lie to you? Do you like being lied to? If I guess they do, because people keep sending him money to make fun of disabled people. People keep sending him money to make fun of fat people. People keep sending him money to talk about whores and sluts and, people's tits. People keep sending him money to make fun of people who are right now battling cancer. Do you people sending him money think that maybe people who are battling cancer right now have enough to deal with, and they don't need some rando, slimeball, scuzzball, low-life piece of shit like Rich claiming that they're faking it while they're fighting their cancer? Why would you send him money? But people make their own choices. I was very disappointed when I reviewed that clip of him making fun of me being disabled, and realized that Rich was live on YouTube making fun of my disability, making fun of disabled people, saying, this is great comedy. Look, I'll show you people what funny is. Funny is making fun of someone's physical disability. And people were sending him money while he was doing that. So any of you people sending him money, that's what you're supporting. You're supporting him making fun of disabled people, making fun of people with cancer, calling people's wives sluts and whores and boob jobs and all this nonsense. That's what you are supporting. You're saying, great job doing that, Rich. Here's some money. Keep doing that. But, this is one of those things. This is one of those things that I can't control. And we're rapidly approaching, I think we might be past 150 days sober now. And one of the things I'm learning is to accept the things I can't change. I can't change the fact that stupid people will send Rich money to lie to them. I can't change the fact that stupid people will send Rich money to make fun of disabled people. I can't change the fact that stupid people will continue to send money to rich, and now he's up to, let's see, making fun of 4 disabled people live on his show. I can't change the fact that people will send rich money to make fun of people who are a little overweight and fat shame people. I can't change the fact that people will send people rich money to make fun of people's dead relatives. By the way, my dad's been dead for like 20 years. What does he have to do with anything? Why would you make fun of my dead father? By the way, he knew my father was dead, and he did that anyway. Slimeball that he is. I can't change the fact that people will send rich money to talk about women's breasts that he doesn't even know, or spread false rumors like I have an ex-wife that's a stripper or a whore or a slut. I can't change the fact that people will send rich money to talk about my wife's tits or boob job that never happened. I can't change the fact that people will send rich money to make fun of people with cancer. I can't change any of these things. If people want to do that, I can't. I can advise them against it. Maybe you should send your money to a charity for disabled people instead of to a guy who makes fun of people with disabilities. Maybe you should send your money to a charity for women instead of people who are some guy who is constantly degrading women. Maybe you should send your money to, I don't know, a cancer charity instead of some guy who keeps on making fun of a guy who is right now battling cancer. By the way, I wish if I could ask for something, it would be not for me from all of you. Every day, I want all of you to spend 30 seconds in prayerful meditation, just a moment of silence, just 30 seconds. And I want you to imagine a wonderful white healing light of love and light and support and send it to this gorilla gamer who is right now battling cancer and has this asshole Rich run around telling people that he faked it even after he posted the proof from his doctor. Take a moment. If you're a praying person, say a prayer for him. If you're a meditator, meditate on love, light, and loving kindness and send it to Gorilla Gamer. He needs our support right now more than he needs some jerk off telling everybody he's faking it with, by the way, absolutely no evidence of that. In fact, all the evidence proves that he's telling the truth. And while he's battling cancer, he's got this dumb dickhead Rich telling everybody he faked it. Why? Because Gorilla Gamer said he faked that laser pointer thing. And I agree with Gorilla Gamer. Yeah. Paranormal Highway. I might send you some money. I've seen a few of yours, but not in a while. I can keep making cartoons. I will make an evil character Gufon. Oh, I'll send you some money just for that one, Paranormal Highway. Talk to me off air. I really will. I will send you some money for that, right? I will send you some money. Salty Bits is talking about Bob Berkins. Bob goes on a cam with Gufon Show naked like a weirdo. I don't know. Pinzer Flactum says, protect Bob Berkins at all costs. Harmless individual. Bob is family. Yeah, he's like your strange weirdo uncle, right? Unidentified S4. Gorilla Gamer is a wonderful friend of mine. I pray for him every day. Yes, and I would encourage all of you to do the same. And I would appreciate if you would all do that. So what can I say, friends? We're going to bounce on out of here. And we fought the good fight today. We did the right thing where others have done the wrong thing. We have proven to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that we were right since the beginning of all of this, and that Gufon knew that we were right. And instead of doing the right thing, he chose to, again, I'm not going to keep going like a broken record here. He chose to attack me, attack my family, attack my dead father, attack my wife, attack my children, instead of just acknowledging that we had the evidence, we had the facts, and we are right. And we have proven 100% that Gufon this entire time knew that we were right and was lying to all of you, was lying to his audience, was lying to Alien Addict's audience. He was lying to everyone. The proof we showed tonight proves that he knew that they were faking things. He knew that they were intentionally putting out fake videos and pretending that they weren't fake. He knew all of that. So line up, you dummies. Send them some more money to lie to you. I can't change that people will do that. All we can do is do our best to do the right thing, to be a righteous man when righteousness is called for. Rich had a moment in his life when he had to make a choice between being a hoax promoting, supporting slimeball or a righteous man. And he's made his choice. And that's where we're at. And that's where we find ourselves. What happens next is entirely up to Third Phase and Rich. They can continue lying, attacking me, my family, others, attacking others who reveal their fraudery, fakery, and bull, or they can do the right thing. Sorry, they can do the right thing and acknowledge that we were correct. And I guess they'll start a new, maybe they'll start a new initiative. We haven't faked anything since last year. By the way, that's another thing, Rich. Your talking points need updating. They never hoaxed anything? Busted! They haven't hoaxed anything in the past 5 years? Busted! They haven't hoaxed anything in the past 3 years? Busted! They haven't hoaxed anything on purpose? Busted! Now we're up to last year, Rich. Update your talking points, right? Update your talking points to they haven't hoaxed anything in the past year, because that's all you've got, right? Update your lies, your talking points, and your garbage. And don't worry, Rich. Third Phase of Moon will keep feeding you stupid people who may be dumb enough to believe that you are credible. Third Phase of Moon will continue to shovel YouTube pennies at you, right? Yeah, great. Third Phase of Moon will continue to give you a steady supply of stupid people who might be stupid enough to believe that you are some kind of an expert, right? An expert. You're an expert. Yeah. You are now in the realm of Linda Moulton Howdy Doody. You are now in the realm of Corey Good and David Wilcock. That's how fake you are. That's how fake your puppet masters that you work for are. You are in the trash bin of ufology, right where you belong. And that's all I got for you, friends. So we're going to leave you with a musical guest, which I think is very fitting, because besides all of the other disgusting, deplorable things, Rich was defending a Nazi. By the way, I have screenshots that now he's going after her, right? Because he realized how stupid and foolish he looked defending the Nazi girl. But we have a special musical guest brought to us tonight by Simon Fly and me. A little bit of help from me, but mostly Simon Fly. Thank you, Simon Fly. Follow him on Twitter. And the musical guest is Rich from Gufon and his Nazi wannabe, who he wants to be his Nazi girlfriend. And this shit is funny. We will put our fair use banner up though, because we've already gotten a copyright claim from this Brian Ruha. And we'll defend another one. We won the first one. And by the way, just a final legal note, I have lawyer letters standing by. And anyone who falsely copyright claims me, I will not only fight with a counter notification with YouTube, but I will take legal steps against anyone who tries to impede my right to free speech, who tries to impede my right to freedom of expression with a false copyright claim. Tonight, we literally revealed crimes that the people we were covering committed. We have the right to fair use in the use of clips to educate the public about people perpetrating frauds against the YouTube community, the UFO community, and the community at large. We have that right, and I will defend to the ends of the earth my right to do this. So people can make their own choices. And by the way, I think we will be posting both those YouTube documentaries, Third Phase of Fake, recent hoaxes, misrepresentations, and fakes, and the hoax files, Third Phase of Moon Exposed, right here on my YouTube channel. And again, if anybody falsely copyright claims me, we will vigorously legally defend our rights. And it won't be just to YouTube. It will be against anyone who makes false claims against us. And that's all I got for you. So enjoy this music video, friends. Until next time, I'm Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you.
I hope this girl has a thick skin. I reached out to her. I hope this girl has a thick skin. I reached out to her. I hope this girl has a thick skin. I reached out to her. I hope this girl has a thick skin. I reached out to her. I hope she checked me out. I hope she checked me out. I hope she checked me out. I hope she checked me out.
Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis.
It says the good Nazis were separating from the bad Nazis. It says the good Nazis were separating from the bad Nazis. Justice for this person who didn't do anything wrong.
Good Nazis.
Justice for this person who didn't do anything wrong.
Good Nazis.
I really like the Nazis. I really like the Nazis. I really like the Nazis. I really like the Nazis.
Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis. Good Nazis, separated from the negative Nazis.
Justice for this person who didn't do anything wrong. Justice for this person who didn't do anything wrong. The good Nazis were separating from the bad Nazis. It says the good Nazis were separating from the bad Nazis. Justice for this person who didn't do anything wrong.
Good Nazis.
Justice for this person who didn't do anything wrong.
Good Nazis.
I really like the Nazis. I really like the Nazis.
Good Nazis.
Nazis. Nazis. Nazis. I really like the Nazis. I really like the
good Nazis.
I really like the Nazis. Nazis. Nazis.
Good Nazis. Good Nazis. Good Nazis. Good Nazis. Good Nazis. Separated from the negative Nazis.
I really like the Nazis. I really like the
good Nazis.
I really like the Nazis. Nazis. Nazis.
Good Nazis. Good Nazis. Good Nazis. Good Nazis. Good Nazis. Separated from the negative Nazis.
I really like the Nazis. I really like the
good Nazis.
I really like the Nazis. 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 Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis. Wish I was a Nazi. I really like the Nazis.
Truthseekers is a viewer-supported show. Wonderful people like you who enjoy this show send pledges in the form of super chats, super stickers, super thanks, PayPal, or Cash App. Instructions for how to help are in the description. You can also join our Patreon, and for as little as $1 a month you can get extra content. Patreon supporters get a backstage pass, early access to all our production videos before they are distributed publicly, Stephen Campion's music, private writings, a monthly show journal, and more. You can also become a YouTube channel member for $5 a month. A YouTube membership includes all of the Patreon benefits, plus a special members badge, priority reply to video comments, and the live chat, plus a monthly members-only video. We thank you all, kind and generous benefactors, for supporting Truth Seekers. Thank you for your generosity and support.